Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama to call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And they start robbing, they calling Sandra. And if the rooster fly in the kitchen, they calling Sandra. And when they want to get the money, they calling Sandra. Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama to call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And they start robbing, they calling Sandra. And if the rooster fly in the kitchen, they calling Sandra. And when they want to get the money, they calling Sandra.
Oh, I'm sorry. You still can't hear me. I'm so sorry. I unmuted one thing and I was still muted and didn't realize it. Good morning, everyone. The third time has got to be the charm. Like, seriously, third time's a charm. So, okay, I was saying all this time I'm talking to myself. I was saying that we are fuzzy. I'm aware of that because we had to go to Flow yesterday because Logic was down. And here my Flow network has everything else on it. I use the, normally I use the Logic network as a dedicated connection for the show so that there is nothing else on it. So give me 1 second. So I may not be able to do anything about that today, but 936. All right, so give me 1 second. Let me see if anything can be done. Let me just do a quick speed test actually to see what we're dealing with. Yeah, we do have redundancy here, and obviously, you know, I have it on purpose so that like yesterday Logic went down, I could jump on Flow, not a problem, but it's that upload speed. But I'm getting really good speeds from Flow. I'm getting over 930 on the download, which isn't what I'm concerned about. So let me just check the upload. I may just have to refresh. Let's give it a second. And then there may be nothing that we can do literally during a hurricane. I mean, you know, so over 400, I shouldn't be fuzzy. So give me 1 second. That means that hopefully I can just refresh and then we're going to be able to rock and roll. All right. So hold on. Let's play a little bit of music while you guys are letting me do some technical stuff. All right, folks. Good morning, everyone. Again, hope everybody's doing okay. We're gonna ride out this storm together. I'm not sure if that's any better, but the speeds seem good, so it might just be that, you know what, it is what it is. We're not gonna get a whole lot better than that, but I think that's better. That's a lot better. So a little refresh helped. Okay, so we're here. Good morning. How did everybody? I know some of you guys are up super early. The weather's obviously kicking up out there. We're gonna try to join some live cameras around the island to kind of see, you know, what is going on. So on the exterior, some of you are sending me footage. We've got CUC. They'll pop on around 7 o'clock or so, and we'll also see, you know, if any other service providers want to pop on. Of course, all of you are here. Please share the links with your friends and family members. We've got a whole group of people in Oklahoma with the Little Miss pageant, and they're all very, very concerned. One of them messaged me already this morning to say, hey, we are here and we're so worried about you guys. How's everything going? So, you know, we're going to let everybody know essentially what's going on. So the good news is most of us have power. We'll talk about with CUC those areas in a second that don't, but for the most part, we do. And, obviously water's gone. That was expected. And so we'll go through some of those details this morning as well. So let me just send this to, so listen, folks, if you're on my WhatsApp news notification list, please remember that we just created a channel over the weekend, a CMR WhatsApp channel. I need everybody to start transitioning over to the channel, because then I don't have to be sending to like 5 different locations every time I have a message on WhatsApp. And lots of important things that obviously, especially during a time like this, during a storm, that we circulate to everyone. Okay, so first of all, how is everybody doing? Let's read some messages and get caught up. I see almost 400 of you on the live stream. Thank you so much. I decided to stream to a couple different locations. So the Facebook community page is up, the regular page is up, and then we've got YouTube, which not a lot of people are on YouTube. I'm surprised. I thought maybe more people would be on YouTube this morning, but the bulk of you appear to be on Facebook. Okay. Not sure why that is. A little bit different, but okay. So we will see what we know in terms of what is going on. Jamaica obviously took a bit of a licking, and we're going to see if we can check in with some folks there as well to see how they did. We do have some coverage there that's coming in from Cobre River, Flatbridge, Rio, Cobre River. So we'll see what's going on there. Yeah, all right. So we are live. Okay, so we got to. All right, so somebody just confirmed that they're coming on. But that works. We're flexible. All right. No appointment needed today. Just hop on. All right. So we've got some officials who will come on and tell us a bit about what is going on. So, yeah. Okay. Let's get it. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Lots going on, obviously. We're happy to be here, first and foremost. And, what can I tell you? We're going to get through this. All right. Inspiring. Good morning. Good morning to Miss Lily. Sherry Ann is in the house. First Lady Jeanne Everton with us. Luis, thank you guys so much. I'm sorry. My microphone was off in 2 locations and I didn't even realize it. Vivia, good morning. Miss Ann. Xenia, thank you. Dawn, Eunasis, Julia, thank you very much. Everton is here. Venice joining us. Eddie, so good to see you. First Lady Jeanne, Lesma, Celise, Miss Lily again says good morning to everyone. Abez, good morning, K-Man. All right, so we're good with sound. Thank you very much. Hopefully some improvements in the video quality as well. Amin says, I thought I was the only one that woke up this early. Well, during the storm, honey child, we're all waking up early. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me just see now if we can get some coverage here. I'm going to try to get some camera footage, some live camera footage as well, so that we can kind of see what is going on the outside. And some of you have sent me some video footage, so thank you all very, very much for that. Also, we will certainly be utilizing that. So let me just see now. Okay. I see this one actually is off. All right. So it looks like everybody's holding down the fort. Morning, Paul. Ebron, thank you so much for that. Eunice says, woke up. I have yet to go to sleep. Oh my God. No. You need to sleep, honey, Jill. I tell you what, I was kind of debating last night whether or not to do a live stream last night. Thank you so much on Instagram. Sunez Perez says, Bendecita, vida todo bien, poca lluvia, mucho viento. Yes. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Basically, God be with you guys. So listen, I was thinking about, okay, do I go live last night? And then I knew I was going to be super tired because I was already tired from the night before where I got very little sleep. So I thought, no, you know what? Let me go before it really gets kicking out there. And I can see it at the window, girl. Oh my God, look at that poor mango tree. I said, let me just go to bed, get a couple good solid hours, and then see how it goes. And of course, the wind did start to kick up probably around 4, a little bit after 4 o'clock, and I could really hear it then, right? So at that point, I decided then to get up and let's get it. Let's get on it early this morning. So still feel tired, of course. I would love to be sleeping in all day today. Netflix and chill kind of weather, but we're going to be chilling right here with each other. All right. So thank you for those of you who've been sending your messages. We have Hazmath is going to join us around 8 o'clock this morning. Around 7 o'clock, CUC is going to pop on. So person joining us from Randite Gardens, seeing a bit of intermittent wind and rain, no excessive flooding as yet. Wind was stronger earlier this morning, but has calmed down a bit for now. Stay safe, Miss Sandy. Thank you so much for that message. And has everyone gotten the links to be able to join the show? So let's make sure. I think I've sent it out to everybody, to all of my various lists. Oops, forgot one list. Hold on. Yeah, this is why I'm trying to get the channel, everybody to follow the channel. That way I send it's like one location, because right now it's like 5 locations, 5, 6 locations. So yeah, if I can send it to one, that would be awesome. All right, how's the Washington Boulevard crew doing? We got Washington Boulevard. We've got people down Windsor Park. I'm in both of those groups. We've got a Florida, Caymanians in Florida group. Good morning to all of you. We get footage from, let me see if this is Newlands. So lots of you are sending in your footage from different areas. I'm going to show that here in a second. This one, I believe, would be West Bay Road. So hold on one second for me. I'm going to just organize all this into one folder so that I can find it a little bit quicker. All right, so we got footage from West Bay Road. Anybody in West Bay that wants to send us anything, feel free to do so. We have Crew Road area. So we got some footage from Crew Road that we can share here in a second. That was a little while ago. Let me just see what else we got going on. So in Cayman Brack, how are you guys doing in Cayman Brack, by the way? We can check in a few people. All right, so we got some footage that came in at 5:30. This looks like down close to CUC, actually. So this person lives in that vicinity, so we'll play some of their footage. So just give me a second while I try to go through some messages here and save some of these. So we've got the outage map, which we'll talk about once CUC comes on, so we can know exactly, what's happening there. So if you send any video footage, just include the location for me, please, so that we can know exactly what it is that we're dealing with. So yes, okay. All right, 900 people, over 900 people in the live stream. Give me 1 second, and then we're gonna start looking at some video footage here this morning as well. All right, so glad to hear little rain, lots of wind. So that seems to be the general consensus. So thank you so much. Bendecida vida, buenos dias, thank you. Guys, very, very much for your message. Everybody messaging on IG this morning. Irene Hurlston says, giving God thanks for his mercy and everything. We just keep praying. Yeah. And out of all of the countries, I know that we are going to fare the best because not because we're anybody special in terms of, some people are like, oh, we're special because we're God's people. I'm like, yeah, we're all God's people. So I'm not gonna buy into that we're any more special than anybody else. I'm just thankful that we have decent infrastructure. So we've got fairly good building codes. We've got an electricity company that, yes, we want to moan and groan and complain about, but their infrastructure is really, really good. One of the best in the world, and definitely, in my opinion, the best in the Caribbean. They put in quality workmanship and quality materials. So look at us, we're still good. Diamond Princess, good morning. My apologies. Oh, Marguerite joining us from Prospect. Miss Marguerite. Tara, you should have sound now. So thank you so much, Paul. Johan in the house. Elizabeth, good morning. Good morning. Sophine, good morning to you. Miss Doris says, hope everyone's okay. Blowing hard, no light either, but was expecting that. Oh, so tell us, Miss Doris, where are you? CC's gonna let us know where there is no power. So here we're live right now. I've got laptops as a backup in case we lose primary power. We'll definitely, apparently, I was so excited to say, oh yeah, we got generator power, but apparently I've been told by the generator expert that you don't run the generator during the storm. I was like, really? Now you tell me this? All right. Tyler, have power, no water near the airport, Georgetown. Morning to Cindy. Nobody, I think, has water. I don't know about West Bay. Y'all have to tell me in West Bay. Do you guys have water in West Bay? Because that water company that came on water, I've not received anything from them. So I don't know. I have no clue what's going on with them, to be honest. They never seem to really communicate very much. I mean, I don't know who's head over there, but maybe, we would love to hear from you. So I have no clue if we have water or not. Somebody sent me some footage here from Birch Tree. Thank you very much. We're going to pull up some of this footage here in just a second. So appreciate that. East End is out of power, says this person. North Sound Road across from Georgetown Yacht Club. All right, so let's start. All right, so this one is West Bay off of Anglin Road. All right, let's start looking at some footage here. We got footage from Crew Road. Thank you. All right, let's get it. So Highlands, West Bay has, this person says, has water and power. All right. So we got some footage coming from Frank Sound. This looks like, this is on the water in East End. Okay, let's watch some of this stuff here. And then we're going to see if we can pull up some live cams as well. All right, so the person says, hi, Sandy. In West Bay at the moment, there's strong wind and rain, but the local authorities are doing a great job. We still have electricity, water, and internet. We're fine. Thank you so much, CUC, Water Authority, Logic, and Flow. Beryl seems to be very quick on her way. In a couple of hours, it should be over. All right. West Bay says they're good. They still have light and water. All right. So let's look at some video footage this morning. Morning, Blackberry. Morning to Elizabeth, Tropical Gardens. Says we still have current. Yes. Nordia, looking good. West Bay never lost water or electricity. Yay. Go West Bay. Georgetown still have our current. I think it depends on what area of Georgetown. There are some pockets of outages. So we'll try to confirm here in a second. All right. So let's look at what you guys are sending us. Lots and lots of footage. All right. So let's start with some out of East End. This is Frank Sound area, I'm told. Frank Sound is North Side, not East End, right? But maybe it is East End that they're sending it from. Hold on. All right. So That little is that the oh, that dock is the washout. Mm. What? Oh, yeah, that dock. You read them. No worries. Wow. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm. Mm. All right. Um, mm, very, very interesting. So yeah, that I would I would definitely have to say that boardwalk there, that uh it's not a boardwalk, it's a dock, is gone. All right, no worries. We can rebuild stuff like that. Give me 1 second. She is sending me a voice note and I don't have my headphones, I don't think, on me. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute myself because I don't know what it is that she's saying. So it could be private message. Let's pull up another one for you while I'm listening to this. Okay, so that's again out East End Way. Thank you so much for that footage. I was just listening to some message from the hazmat team. They're going to be joining us here in just a little bit. So no worries. All right, let's have a look at, we got Birch Tree Hill, Anglin Road. So let's look at West Bay Road. We got a few locations here coming out of West Bay. So let's have a look at some of this footage. And again, thank you guys very, very much for sending it. So this one, I think, is West Bay Road proper, like close to Cost You Less, down by the golf clubs. That would be what, Crystal Harbor area. All right, thank you for that one.
It's West Bay at this time.
Mhm. All right, Roma joining us from Scotland says morning from Scotland. Janet says Cave Valley, St. Anna, Jamaica is underwater, some parts 6 to 7 feet. Oh my gosh. Anybody in Jamaica wants to jump on and tell us, what's going on there? We're happy to have a little chat with you. We have another one. I don't think I played this one yet. Hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, so those are some West Bay locations, including Anglin Road, West Bay Road, like the main roadway, Birch Tree. So let's go now. We got a couple from the Crew Road area. So let's have a look at some footage from Crew Road. All right, so lots of wind action there coming out of Crew Road, and somebody else shared this one. Okay, so that's Crew Road as well. So definitely lots of wind and some rain. So thank you all so much. Browse Tour says we still have electricity northward. I think most people do. So we do have Sasha Tibbetts from CUC here with us. We also have Danny Coleman from Hazard Management. So we're going to bring them both in simultaneously, and then we'll get updates from everyone. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Sandy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been a very long night, obviously, as you can imagine. I'm sure for everyone as well, but it's things are looking pretty stable. You only have to look outside to see things have definitely got past their worst. Unfortunately, I don't have the weather guys with me right now because, of course, they are doing the forecast and looking at those numbers and science. So I'm here by myself, but just again could give you a bit of an update as to what's happening in the NEOC, the National Emergency Operations Center.
Yeah, absolutely, not a problem at all. So we will just bring in Sasha as well. I know a lot of people here have some questions. Somebody just sent the outage map about kind of what's going on there. So good morning to Sasha. How are you?
Morning, Sandy. Morning, Danny. Morning, Danny.
Morning, Sasha.
Yeah, so let's start with you, Sasha, because I think you're going to be relatively easy in terms of what is going on. I'm just going to pull up the outage map here. Most people seem to have power, but how has it been throughout the night?
It's been really good. I think we started really having a few power outages around 4 a.m. That was mostly the eastern side of the island. We've lost pretty much all of the east and north side area, and don't know the cause of it. We're not going out to do that damage assessment yet, but hopefully it's minor, and it's something that we can restore quickly. Generally, we've fared very well. Like our customers seem to have fared very well. Right now, we have about 9% of our customers without power, and that's predominantly in those areas that are shaded broadly. All the other little dots that you see, those are small power outages. Might be a single transformer has been impacted from a tree or something impacting the lines, and those total up to about 500 customers when you add them all up. So all told, I think the system is doing extremely well, and by the looks of it, so if you look outside, it's definitely not as bad as it was about an hour ago. I'm not going to take the weatherman's job away, but it seems like things are going to improve from here on out. And as soon as we're given the all clear to head out onto the roads for damage assessments, our teams are ready to do that, and hopefully this is a fairly quick restoration.
All right, you were breaking up just a little bit there, but I think we got.
Am I still there?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sasha.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I was saying, Sasha, you're breaking up just a little bit there. The internet, I think, is a bit spotty. JD says, shout out CC, haven't lost power at all. So in total, you just have 42 outages, 3,300 people. Still relatively small amount. Like you said, most of these are just like the smaller clusters. Like this one's here is like one person.
Yeah.
We've 5 homes here. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you add up all those small ones, it's probably about 500 customers. And then there's approximately 2,500 out in the eastern districts.
Okay. All right. And do we know what's happening in the eastern districts that's causing that larger cluster?
No, I think we had a fault on our transmission line that feeds the substation out there in Frank Sound. So I don't even know if there's damage. Like I said, we're not out on the roads taking that up as soon as it is safe for us to do so. I think Danny's team's the one that's going to give us the trigger that we can go out. So Danny, heads up, we're waiting.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want to do that in an unsafe manner.
Yeah, stay still for the time being. We'll let you know.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll do it at exactly the right time. And the teams are ready to go once it is safe to do so. Obviously, we need to have clear roads. And like I've been telling other people on other shows that I've been on in the last day or so, you know, when you see the public service vehicles, the CUC vehicles out there, please don't give that as a cue to yourself to go out and start taking pictures.
Oh my gosh.
It's really important that the roads remain clear so that the essential services, CUC being one of them, can get out there and do their best for damage assessment. But most importantly, if there are like lines on the road and so on, we've got to clear that out the way before we let the public through. So please give us an opportunity to do that before heading out on the road.
Yeah. In terms of, I want to talk about this because I think that this is quite important. In terms of clearance of the roadways, yesterday the NRA, the National Roads Authority, reached out to us asking people to not park their vehicles alongside the roads, because once we get the all clear and you guys are out there trying your best to get things back to normal as quickly as possible, those vehicles end up really hindering your job. Potentially, depends on what's happening in that area. Can you speak to that and give any advice? A lot of people are parking on the bridge, I guess, trying to avoid flooding in low-lying areas. They were parking on the bridge there close to the Kimpton. Some were down by the Ritz-Carlton. How important is it for you to have not just the narrow lanes, but actually access to,
I mean, we hopefully people weren't parking underneath power lines, because I assume they were doing so to avoid damage to their cars. Power lines, just like trees, are some of the things that can fall in a storm. So hopefully they were finding clear space, because if we do have damage to a line, we need to get close to it with our trucks.
I think we kind of missed some of what you were saying there, Sasha.
Oh, oops. I don't know if I need to call in on another device. Might be my internet. Is it better now?
Just repeat what you said about hopefully they weren't parking.
Hopefully that wherever there is damage, we can get access to it with our trucks. We do have a little bit of reach with them, but it is obviously best if we can get right up on the poles and do the work there. So it can be disruptive if people park their cars right adjacent to the line, but hopefully we can work around that.
Okay, so somebody says we're hearing him just fine. I think you're having connectivity issues. Oh,
Danny, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you totally fine.
Yeah, so that's me.
Okay.
I think I might.
Don't be blaming my internet, Sandy. It's your internet.
I might need to have a chat with Flo. I was saying that I actually have both Flo and Logic, but last night because Logic went down, I had to jump on the Flo line, and then I think I have to hardwire back over, so I might have to wake Marlon up to do that. But anyway,
Oh dear.
we'll just keep riding it for now. So everything looks pretty good, Sasha. I got to
I think we came out as good as we could have hoped for. I think as a country we got very lucky.
Yeah.
Hopefully the thing doesn't do a U-turn, but I think John Tibbetts wouldn't agree that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
So.
he would not stamp its re-entry.
No re-entry stamp.
Border Control are going to have an issue with that.
Exactly. Do not come back, Beryl. So we do have some comments here that I'm sure is going to make you chuckle. Irvlin says, Miss Sandy, a big shout out to CUC. I will never, ever, be careful what you promise, complain about my CUC bill again. I will pay whatever they ask for.
Oh dear. Well, thank you very much for that. But bills are high, and we, as you know, Sandy, we talked on your show so many times about the things we're doing to bring that down. But we are very, very committed to serving Grand Cayman, and are happy that the efforts that our team put in. I mean, there's a lot of vegetation management that's been going on over the last several months to help prepare for this hurricane season, and I think we're seeing some of the fruits of those efforts. And the staff, I know, and just seeing in some of the internal discussion groups that we have, I think are really happy with the performance of the efforts that they've been doing for preparation over the last several months.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sasha. I know you probably got very little sleep last night. You guys are going to be super busy.
It's going to be a busy day for everybody, I think.
Yeah. But thanks again
thanks
for jumping on this morning, giving us.
Sasha, just before you go, Sasha.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's been
interesting. Is this an NEOC update right now?
Well, yeah. Of course, we have your CUC map up in the National Emergency Operations Centre at all times.
Right.
It's actually a really great tool to be able to monitor, because again, it does have an impact. Say, for example, if we have a shelter in that district or that area. So that's been really, really helpful. And again, I think the resilience of the fact that the power lines have stayed on. I mean, obviously, there's a bit of a fluctuation at times. But the resilience of those lines has been amazing. I think we've been incredibly impressed that we haven't had more outages than we did. So kudos to everyone at CUC, and again for all that preparation work, because it definitely demonstrates at times like this.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, we work very hard to try and do our best, and it seems like we've been successful today.
Awesome.
All right, well, thank you too. Look forward to that all clear so our staff can go and get those 9% back. And have a great day. If
thank you so much, Sasha. Appreciate it.
If you need us back on here, just let us know.
Awesome, Sasha. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so the outage map showing about 9% of customers there have lost power, which is really good. I must tell you, that's awesome. And that's a little bit over 3,300 customers. And there's some clusters in West Bay. And I think, like you said, Danny, this map is amazing to have at our disposal.
It's brilliant. Again, it really has helped us. And not just this storm, it's helped us in so many different times before in different, different issues that we've had, flooding or whatever else. It really does help see how we can respond. And again, from a messaging standpoint, do we need to be putting messaging out about, for example, power outages and also down lines, for example. So it's a great thing. And again, the fact that it's open to the public is also another thing. It's a brilliant thing for anyone in the public, open source, to be able to see it and understand that it's not just their house, they haven't paid the bills. It's more of a bigger issue.
Absolutely. So we got a few comments here we'll read, and then we'll get some additional information from Danny. Akasaka, yes, says, hey, Sandy. John from Cayman Brac at home in the vicinity of the hospital. Water, power, and internet are still intact. Wasn't disturbed, and at least just some wind on and off from what I was told. Now, we do know that Cayman Brac briefly had an outage last night. Big shout out to Brac Power and Light. They did provide some information directly to us in relation to that. So they did take to their social media and posted a notification. And then in addition to posting the notification, they also informed us that they had, I think it was 5 out of 6. Hold on one second. They had 5 out of 6 feeders that went down, but they were aware of it. And they quickly brought them back up. So that was about 9, after 9 o'clock, we were getting messages of the outage, 9:15. And then they said 3 out of the 6 of their feeders went down. Crews were working on it. And then literally by 11:11, so a couple hours later, all power was restored in Cayman Brac. So big shout out to Brac Power and Light as well.
And Sandy, just to add to that, again, we have spoken to our district commissioner this morning, just about half an hour ago, and I understand that all the power at 6:27 island-wide, all the power had been restored. So again, a great show of resilience and ability to bounce back over there. In the sister islands, they've already started the damage assessments because obviously the storm did hit them before it hit us. So their assessment teams have started, and again, we should be able to provide some feedback relatively soon. But I think Mr. Tibbetts was very, very happy with the current situation, and said the situation over there was very stable in both Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Right. Awesome. That's wonderful. All right. So thank you. We also get an update here from Osaka saying from one of our shelters, everything seems intact, apart from the loss of electricity in some areas like Northeast Bay, but nothing too concerning up until now. I think we still are in shelter in place. Okay. Right. Good morning, Chelsea. I saw someone saying that they were sheltering Johan from the winds in South Sound. I think I saw something about that. Chickens are still hanging on to the trees, though, says Kizzy. Boy, they are resilient.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about resilience.
Morning, Deborah, joining us from Texas. Lots of people internationally joining us as well. Lavana, good morning. Little Cayman update, please. So anybody in Little Cayman that can give us an update, please feel free to do so. Miss Juanita confirming that she's got water. I think that's West Bay area. Anybody from the Rum Point area? Debbie's asking how things are looking out in Rum Point as well. So Crew Road, Everton, Christy says looks good. Deandra, morning to you. Water and light in West Bay by the lighthouse. Okay, looking good. All right, so Danny, the worst of it has passed by from the looks of it.
I believe so. Again, I haven't had the latest forecast, but looking at the radar and also just looking outside, it is definitely brightening up. It's getting clearer. A lot less of those very strong gusts that we had during the night. A couple of hours ago, there were obviously some very, very strong gusts. And obviously, we can see them from our window here at the National Emergency Operations Centre as well. But again, very, very happy with the current state of play. And yes, again, trying to push Beryl, keep further pushing her away. And again, and really hope that she doesn't impact anyone else too much in the future, because of course it's been a tough ride for a lot of people. We have been liaising, of course, with our international and regional partners. So for example, SEDIMA, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, and again, I know they've had to deal with a lot of the countries or member states that have been impacted, and it's very clear that it's been a rough ride for everyone. So I think we've been spared, and I think we're in a very good place. And I don't think this could have been any better than it possibly has been. So feeling very, very lucky and very grateful this morning.
Yeah, fantastic. We just got some people in Kingston sending us some information from there as well, saying that Kingston did okay, but St. Elizabeth apparently had some real impact. So, okay. All right. So this storm has been, it's been a bit unbelievable in the sense that it's broken a lot of records, and it has been, I was watching, Danny, I saw you yesterday on the Weather Channel, by the way. Big shout out. Hey,
it's fun and games. Yeah, it's it was a good opportunity to get the word out there, but it's
I actually funny enough, I recorded it, so I'll play it a little bit later on because it was so good. I was like, yes, Cayman made some waves on the Weather Channel, because normally we barely get a mention, right?
Well, you're right, because a lot of the time I think people they glance over us. Okay, we're talking about Jamaica and Cuba, but hold on a second, we're right in the middle, and being the elevation that we are, we're probably more vulnerable than a lot of people. So I think
Exactly.
it really is. Cayman
Yeah.
needs to get ourselves on the map at all these things, because
Yeah.
it's so vulnerable.
Yeah. And we have, I mean, it has definitely improved. So I'm going to show some of that footage here, a little throwback moment from yesterday evening when I got home.
Well, it feels like last year, Sandy.
I know. I know. So did you pull an all-nighter last night? Would you pull an all-nighter?
I had about an hour and 15 minutes sleep.
Um,
Again, I think it's one of those things. You know, you're such
yeah.
adrenaline, but I guess the thing is, for a lot of us, as you say, because it's been so unpredictable over the last few days. It's not just last night. It's been
Mhm.
that sort of accumulation of very little sleep over the last, say, three or 4 days. So I think we're going to
Mhm.
have a very, very good night's sleep once we get to bed,
Mhm.
whatever stage that is,
Yeah.
after the all clear.
Right. So thank you so much, Ellis. Christian says Rockhole doesn't have any power. Now, did you guys know, just as an FYI, that when you zoom in, again, this map is really quite impressive, because you can do like a full zoom in and you can see exactly almost the house, I feel like, of exactly where the issue is. It doesn't let you look at the exact house, but you can see the date and time of the outage, customers affected. So this area right here off of, is this Rockhole? Let me see. This is off of Mary Street, Thompson House, Apollo House. So Mary Street. This could be Rockhole. Is that Rockhole? Between Mary Street and School Road. So this has 138 customers that are being affected by this particular outage. So that is a larger cluster right there. But yeah, you can get pretty close in. So say, for example, this one here, this is literally just one house that went out at 7:01 this morning. So this is so incredibly helpful. So I'm thinking this has got to be the Rockhole area, because that's a larger cluster there in town. Most of the ones in town are just like one, two homes. So there's a couple in the, what area is this? Kind of behind UCCI, close to John Gray High School, Academy Way. St. Ignatius has like two homes right by St. Ignatius that are being impacted. So yeah, I'm assuming this broader area might be Rockhole. But yeah, most people are good. I mean, it's just one or two little areas. What is this one here? This one is 13 customers that are in the vicinity of McClendon Drive, off of Dorsey Drive. Yeah. Okay. All
I
right.
think,
So super
Sandy, I
useful.
think it's amazing. Again, I mean, electricity is one thing, and then water as well, and just basic, I guess, utilities. And of course, the utilities team, be it all of the utilities, including the petroleum companies and home gas and so forth, they're all part of the National Emergency
Mhm.
Operations Centre. So we're constantly getting that feedback from all of them as to the current status. But I
Mhm.
think it really goes to show, given that map's a great example, but again, we haven't had a lot of reports of outages of other utilities,
Mhm.
and I think
Mhm.
it is a great testament as to how resilient Cayman is. Uh,
Mhm.
all three islands, pretty exciting to see when you have these kind of incidents, and with the gusts that you've had over the night. It's really very exciting.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Big shout out to Johan. Sorry I couldn't get you any brownies in advance of the storm.
Hey, Johan, how you doing?
So he says, massive thank you to CUC for keeping the power on. Hashtag mad respect. It's so funny because I had to laugh at Irvlin's comment, but I'll never ever complain about CUC again, because I say to people, some people are like, oh, why do you love CUC so much? It's not about me loving CUC. I went through Ivan and I
Yeah,
know what it was like to have to run that generator for
yeah,
a couple weeks. And even then, and that was 20 years ago, the price of running that generator was astronomical, and it wasn't being run 24/7. I wasn't running like central AC on it and super comfortable. I was running it, gassing up every day, taking in fumes, being highly uncomfortable, and still paying way more than I've ever paid for a single CC bill in a month. So it made me readjust my attitude. I went from an attitude of constantly complaining about a service provider to really having an attitude of gratitude, saying, hey, yes, there are things that they can improve upon. And, we've got OffReg and them trying to work on those things. But I'm still very, very thankful for having an electricity company that is resilient, that invest a huge amount of what they make back into the infrastructure. Again, the numbers are there. You guys can go and check that for yourselves. That says a lot, because you go to other places, even in what the conditions that we have now, power would have been out for everybody. So Venice says, yes, thanks, CUC. Job well done. Thank you so much to Kenneth Ebanks, says, good morning, Sandy. Still blowing hard out here in the North Coast. Our power has been off for a few hours. Well, we'll update later. Thank you so much for that update, Mr. Kenneth. Really appreciate it.
Sandy, it's funny, just very quickly. Again, talk about Ivan, and we talk about how much more resilient we are
Yeah.
now. So I wasn't here during the storm, but I was here 3 days afterwards, because I wasn't in this line of work at the time, and we didn't have a generator. So I remember not having electricity for weeks and weeks and weeks, and no water for weeks and weeks, because of course all the taps were what they were. And again, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think that taught me very, very quickly that actually, yes, okay, there, bills can be high, in particular around summer, but at the same time, I am very, very happy with the service, and with all the services, and again, the resilience of those services when we have an emergency like this. Just go to show just how much more resilient we are now than what we were back then 20 years ago.
Yeah. Any ideas? Urban Trend says, thank you, CUC. The Water Authority people should be ashamed. What was different about water? Why did they go down so early? Do we have
I think, the understanding we got was that they'd announced that they'd be turning the water valves off to protect the actual lines. And what the impression we got, and we have spoken to, obviously, to Water Authority several times when it was happening. What we got the impression of was obviously the surge on the system, because I think everyone panicked and said, we want to have a shower, we want to fill our water, and as a result, a lot of people had low pressure for one, or no pressure, or nothing at all. So I think it was just, again, the surge on the system, because everyone sort of
that happened because of the notice they sent out saying obviously water was going to go off at 9:30 initially, and then they were able to keep it on to 11. But why? I mean, people are questioning, why did they even have to turn it off to begin with? But it's just different technology that we probably don't understand very well.
Yeah, that was explained to us, and again, the technology is quite different, and the stations obviously need manual stuff, so it's a bit of a different setup. But again, I'm not sure how many people are without water this morning, but I think it's again, it's hopefully very few, and we certainly haven't had reports of many. And again, I was very happy at 2:00 this morning to have, was it 2:00? I mean, actually, it wasn't. It was earlier than that. It was probably at 10, 11 o'clock, to have a hot shower, and just a change of mindset. It does certainly help when you're, working throughout the night, and just have that nice hot shower to get you freshen up and ready to start again. So I have to thank them as well, because it would have been a long night without a wake up call.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any in our area this morning, but not when I checked. But anyway,
okay. I'll have a shower here before I come home.
Yeah. But I did the same thing last night. I waited to as close as 9:30 as possible. I was like, okay, let me jump in the shower. Cranked up the heat. Nina's asking about South Sound, if there's anything going on that she can get some updates on. Joanna, a lot of people with interests, obviously, in Cayman, watching from overseas, would like to know how things are going. So continue to send your video footage. Joanna says, thank you, Hazard Management. You've done an amazing job. Chloe says, Danielle Coleman, you are a superstar.
So my friends, of course. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you, Joanna.
It's good to have your friends riding for you at a time like this. So Kimmy says, good morning. Stay safe, Cayman Islands. I want to thank the whole Hazard Management Cayman Islands team for working tirelessly to keep the Cayman Islands safe. We appreciate all of you guys, all you guys have done for a beautiful island. So Hazard Management getting lots of love this morning. Sadiqa, good morning to you. Just a tree fall there in her area of West Bay. Okay. Miss Bonnie joining us from East End. So good to see you. We've got Anne from Dubai. Hey, Anne, how you doing? Beautiful. Jody joining us from Texas, sending some prayers. Thank you so much, Jody. Has the worst passed already? So I think, Annie, the short answer is yes. Hopefully that is the case. And we do have a 7 o'clock advisory we can show you guys here in just a second as well.
Sandy, I'm getting summoned down pretty quickly. I've got about 5 more minutes if you
Okay.
just FYI.
Yeah, not a problem. So let's just have a look at let me see if I can pull this up. We've got the 7 o'clock advisory. It's now category 4. Sorry, down to category 3 storm,
Yeah,
which is
that's
good
looking good.
news.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
good news.
Yeah. All right. So, what sort of messaging
So,
do you want
Sandy, just
people?
FYI, you can see it again, storm, and then goes back up again to a hurricane on Monday. Forecast
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Again, I appreciate this is unpredictable, but forecasting to go down, up, kind of thing. So it's an interesting
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
sea temperatures and yeah, very sad.
Yeah. And potentially heading for maybe even the Texas area.
Yeah.
So there's a wide cone of possibility there in terms of exactly where it will make landfall again. All right. So let's just reiterate, Danny, what we want people to ensure. Everybody's like, oh, okay, it wasn't too bad. I can get on my bicycle. I can
Yeah,
start walking
exactly.
around. No.
We're hearing a lot of those reports already, and
Oh my God.
people out walking dogs and stuff. Again, please stay indoors until the all clear is given. You heard Sasha talk about the electricity and the fact that the electrical
Mhm.
companies and the obviously the trucks have to get around the island to be able to restore power. So
Mhm.
again, for those people who haven't got power now, you're affecting them if you are out on the roads and impacting the transportation of that. A lot will be going into the all clear discussions this morning. So we look at
Mhm.
the damage. Well, we look at the weather, of course, and the weather's looking up right now, and particularly in the sister islands. But also, what the damage is. So the damage teams will be out once we discuss, talk with them. Utilities being one of them, the National Roads Authority being another, and several other, obviously planning board as well. So sorry, planning department. So again, a number of
Mhm.
different people are involved in that, including hazard management, to assess what that damage is and to be able to
Mhm.
report back to us in the NEOC. So before, again, one of the variables, but it's also things like the debris clearance. In order to get the roads cleared, if there is any like trees fallen or any debris in the roads, we
Mhm.
need to have our teams out there to clear the roads. And of course,
Mhm.
finally, we have had a couple of medical issues during the evening that were reported.
Mhm.
And because, as we mentioned, we can't send those vehicles out during a storm,
Yeah.
they will be as soon as they're allowed to go out. We can get them out when the winds have cleared. But again, if you're out on the roads, you're potentially impacting that person who needs
Mhm.
medical attention. So, and of course, emergency services needing access. So again, from a
Mhm.
medical standpoint, emergency services, so many different things go into that all clear. But again,
Mhm.
I'm strongly asking the public to stay indoors until we really that all clear has been given. And even
Mhm.
then, I mean, if you don't need to go outside the house, please don't, because we have a lot of people wanting to sort of explore and see what the damage is. But again, if you
Mhm.
don't have that desire, and I really ask you not to have too much of that desire, because again, there's a lot that needs to be done as far as clearance goes, and we
Mhm.
obviously don't want to keep people indoors for a very long time. But
Mhm.
we can't obviously let them out until we know it's safe. Again, another thing, we've been hearing reports about dogs still out, outside.
Mm.
I don't know, during or just before. And again, it breaks my heart to think that a dog would have to
Mhm.
be suffer through that.
Mhm.
During a storm, being tied up outside in a house, it's just heartbreaking. So, I encourage anyone who's had that experience or who knows of those places to report it to us at the NEAC, and that number is 949-6555, to make sure that we can do something about that. Because again, be it in touch with DOA, agriculture, whatever else, because it really does amount to animal cruelty.
Absolutely.
Talking about the National Emergency Operations Center call center, it's been very quiet. And again, we hope that's a good thing. The line's definitely been open all night and very widely advertised, but we've only had about 17 calls when I last checked. And again, that's a
Mhm.
good number. It's also good. Hopefully, I assume it's a good demonstration that people are prepared and again locked inside their homes and safe, as opposed to needing anything. Usually those calls are about evacuation or
Mhm.
medical issues, and we've only had 17 since I last checked, so that's a very
Mhm.
positive thing. And long may it continue.
Yeah, thank you so much, Danny. So we really appreciate you coming on. Hazard management, NEOC, everybody is all hands on deck this morning as we are continuing to definitely triumph over Hurricane Beryl. And everybody, please stay in place until the official all clear has been given. As soon as we get it from the government authorities, we will obviously post it on all of our social media networks. We'll send it out to our newly set up WhatsApp channel as well. So, I mean, let's just be sensible, folks, and let's be safe. I am going to talk about that issue of animal welfare during storms like this. We had in our neighborhood, someone found a parrot that was in some distress. So unfortunately, at that time, it was already after 6 o'clock. So the authorities couldn't come for the parrot, but they're going to just try to keep the parrot safe until hopefully the all clear is given, and then the parrot can get some medical attention, some medical care. But Danny, we really appreciate you coming on this morning. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Sandy. Again, really appreciate all that you're doing to get the word out. And again, thank you, listeners, for tuning in. And again, stay indoors until the all clear is given. And if you want to stay indoors after that, please do so. We would strongly encourage that as well.
Absolutely. There's no need for
There's no need to go out unless you really, really want to.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, Sandy. Really appreciate it. And good to be on the show.
Yes. Thank you again. Appreciate it. So yeah, have a at home, stay in place party or whatever. You should have enough food. You should have enough drinks. Definitely you got enough toilet paper. You might be able to flush this morning, but you got the toilet paper to hold you over. Liz says, hey, Sandy, in South Sound, we have light, but no water. Stay safe, Cayman. So sounds like South Sound, like the rest of us, is doing pretty good. So Jackie says, good morning, Cayman Islands. God is faithful. His mercy is still upon us. Believe it. Thank you so much. Marcia, still windy in Georgetown. Strong winds and rain, no water. But we have light, and the wind sounds really scary, but thank God it will soon pass. So again, folks, we want to encourage people to stay in. Now, I was really a bit surprised yesterday, and I think the NRA has got to do their approach to not having people park on that bridge has got to be different. So let me just see if they can come on. But yeah, listen, they don't want you parking on the roadside. I think there has to be better messaging around this. And I don't think that it has been sufficient, quite frankly. And so, I suppose at the end of the day, this is something that they need to deal with. It may not be an issue this time, but the bottom line is the reason why they don't want you to park there is that we don't know how much of an issue it could be. And so this poses some real potential hazards for everyone, right? First of all, I'm a bit confused about why people think that that's a safe place. I understand maybe from flooding because it's a little bit higher ground, but you all realize power lines go down in that area. During Hurricane Ivan, they all toppled on West Bay Road. It was like a domino effect, like doop, bloop, 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 all the way down. And you're parked right there. Your cars are going to get damaged by power lines. You are then impacting emergency services, CUC bucket trucks, rescue trucks, whatever, even the military trucks, because remember, they have a very different footprint of what they're able to do. You guys are literally impacting the only way in and out of West Bay. And I can tell you now, if it's an emergency and, the authorities need to get in and out, listen, just barrel through it. Forget those cars. Like, I don't think it's something that we should be sitting here. Oh, we're going to worry about your car. If it's somebody's life in West Bay that they need help and, they need to be rescued, tear the door off your car if they need to in order to get in and out. You should not be parking there. So I think the truth of the matter is that they, the truth of the matter is that, they need to do better messaging ahead of the storm, reminding people, do not park your vehicles on roadways. I saw a car, and I hope to God that I was looking at it going, I saw a car parked on the, and I don't know, maybe it was someone, because it was just a quick second that I saw it. So maybe they were checking on stuff, but they were actually parked on the CUC roundabout there by King Sports Center. They were backed up that little piece there. And I'm thinking, that better be someone who's actually checking on I don't know what's in the roundabout to check on, but did somebody actually park their car there? I was thinking, is this for real right now? You guys cannot be serious. Be sensible. Parking in a public roadway can present some real serious problems. So we ask people to really contemplate and consider what that means. So let's talk about 720. We just got an update again. So closest point of approach was 6 a.m., much earlier than expected. This is what someone has said. The north wall of the eye was about 30 miles south, and Beryl picked up speed to arrive earlier. This is what somebody said. Still an open eye, which is good for us. It has slowed the re-intensification. We're now in the northeast quadrant, the most intense quadrant of a hurricane. So someone's sending some live footage this morning. Yes, somebody says, yes, cars were parked on roundabouts. You cannot park your car in a roundabout. What are y'all doing? All right, so Old Crew Road, somebody sent some footage a little bit earlier this morning from the Old Crew Road area. Let me see if we can show you guys that one as well. That was a little bit earlier this morning, so I'm not sure if conditions are exactly the same. So yeah, so we went there, and I mean, it was so interesting. We're talking to a lady who was putting her tarpaulin on her vehicle, and we said, hey, do you know that you're not supposed to be parked here? And she's like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's like they got to put signage there, no parking. And as a storm is coming, NRA, take my advice, have a police officer stationed there to prevent it from happening. Michael, good morning. Again, that's the Old Crew Road area. Looks like they were getting quite a bit of wind. Michael says that the all clear is actually critical for businesses and restaurants regarding reopening planning. Morning to Nelliam says, hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for your show. It's very informative for updating us about the situation in Grand Cayman, the Cayman Islands. Thank you, CUC, and all the hazard management team. More power and stay safe, everyone. Thank you very, very much. Latoya says, thank you, God, for keeping us safe. Cayman is blessed. Miss Leslie, good morning. How are you? Tally joining us from the U.S. says, I'm watching closely from the U.S. Thank you for the updates. Our property is near Spots Dock, and praying your neighbors and friends and this island we love so dearly. Thank you so much for that. Melanie Jackson joining us as well. Morning, Mel. Marcia says, windy still very windy in Georgetown, strong winds and rain, no water, but we have light and the wind sounds really scary. Yes, I think I read that one already. Yeah, the wind is that howling of the wind. I tell you what, when I hear that, makes me want to, well, this morning I was like, oh, do I curl up and sleep some more or do I go back to bed? I was like, initially I was like, get under the blanket some more. All right, 936-2626. By the way, phone lines are open. Feel free to give us a shout if you'd like. Jonathan, morning, says CIG should be giving a stipend to Mr. Weatherman. Brian, this guy is the best. I trust him more than any other weather in Cayman or anywhere else. So we'll pull up his latest feed here in a second as well. Strong Wilt says, I was in the bathroom taking a shower, all soaked up, and then the water went off. I had to dry off my soapy body. Oh, no. You can't time it that closely. I mean, I did it like probably 8:30ish or maybe right after 8, because then I had to walk Zeus as well. Zeus is here. He's sleeping. He's so cute. He's sleeping. Oh. So yeah. So I must say I'm gonna take a picture of him so you guys can see him snoozing. Yeah, you can't time it that closely. You gotta give yourself time. Now I gotta take a picture of him because I want to tell y'all a joke about him. This is his first hurricane. But listen, here's a funny thing about this situation. So if you have a dog, and I want to get serious now here for a second. I am absolutely flabbergasted by how some of you treat your animals. And I'm ashamed because a lot of times the people who are treating their animals the worst are Caymanians. And so I do not condone this type of behavior. You guys know that I am an animal lover. Lulu joining us from Bahamas. Thank you. And we listen, dogs are optional. Cats are optional. Hamsters are optional. You do not have to be a pet owner. I don't know why. You guys, do you feel compelled to own a pet? Because trust me, you don't have to. And if you're not going to be a good pet owner, don't do it. It is a responsibility. I've always said, in terms of a responsibility, owning a dog in particular, I'm not really a cat person. They're a little bit too independent for me. They're a little bit snotty at times. But I'm a dog person. Listen carefully. When you have a dog, that is a lifetime commitment for the life of that dog. Dogs can live, depending on the breed of the dog, 10, 15 years. Some even live longer than that. Smaller the breed, the more likely it is to live longer. Take care of your pets. I have always said having a dog is like having another child or having a child if you don't have any. I had a child and children for years before I actually had one because I was a pet owner. And I took the responsibility extremely seriously. I buy my dogs quality dog food because that helps with their digestive system. It's going to help them stay longer. I've seen people on this island, and I've been so shocked at this, throw down like hot rice for puppies to eat. And they can barely, but they're so hungry that they're eating it. It's like burning their mouth. I'm like, how do y'all sleep at night treating animals like this? I really, really have to ask the question. It is just, I am flabbergasted, right? During a storm, I have had my dog, Oscar, he was special. I always used to say, honey child, that was a dog that only a true mother could love because, boy, he tested your patience left, right, and center. Poor thing. He was the rut of the litter, and I don't know if that had anything to do with his propensity to being a little bit passive aggressive at times. And he was just always on edge. Like he was at, if you're a parent and, you have that one child that you're going to have to love a little bit differently and a little bit extra than your other kids, like your other kids might be more resilient and stuff, but he was different in that way. Like Oscar, I mean, he's the kind of dog that would walk up to a child at the beach at a picnic and knock a plate of food out of their hand just to steal their food. Not that he was hungry. He was just like, he was a little bit crazy. But, I loved him. He was my first, actually, Oscar was my first dog that I owned like on my own. So I grew up in a household in the States with my aunt. She had a dog, Prince. When I went there, Prince was already there. Prince was very, very protective of me. Great dog, all the same. But Oscar was like, I picked Oscar. I want to be a pet owner. He's my little puppy from, when did we get him? Like 8 weeks old or whatever. He was just, I mean, I loved him to death, but he was also a little bit quirky. Like he was, I remember my ex one day was like yelling at Oscar, and Oscar was like, oh, no, you don't. You're not going to be yelling at me. He showed all of his teeth. Like he was the type of dog, like I had to keep an eye on him. He never bit anybody, but I always was very, very mindful that he was always on edge. And I don't know why that is, because I had him from day one. So it wasn't like he was in a shelter, he was abused. It was just his personality was a little bit off. And so when I would take him out in public, I loved him to pieces. He was really stringy. His coat was a little bit different. He only weighed like 35 pounds, but like I said, my heart, best dog in a lot of ways. But he got afraid. He went through Ivan. So I have 2 dogs at the time. Both of them went through Ivan. After Ivan, he was petrified. A little bit of wind on a normal day. What he would do is, I don't even know how he figured it out, but the windows you push up, you latch them and you push up. He figured out how to push it up, which a lot of these windows are heavy. He would push up the window, knock out the screen to my apartment and go outside and run around because he was petrified of being inside because I had to leave him inside with Rupert. He was petrified of being inside after Ivan. So anytime it's a windy day, he did not, the wind coming through the window and stuff really put him on edge. And you could literally see him shaking. It was so sad to see the psychological impact that a storm like that had on a dog. And I imagine a lot of people had similar impacts on them, like, children, a lot of people traumatized by Ivan. Pets are no different. Pets have anxiety. They can get traumatized. They don't know how to, and it's not like you can sit down with a pet and kind of walk them through it and explain it to them and have them talk to you. And you know what I'm saying? We don't have that level of communication with them. They can't say, yes, this is how I'm feeling and I'm anxious, but they exhibit it in their behavior. And he was if he was anxious before Ivan, he got way worse after Hurricane Ivan. He didn't like fireworks. Fireworks were, horrible for him. So every New Year's Eve, instead of me going out like other people and partying, I'm like, nope, I'm going to stay home with my dog because he needs me. One year, I didn't do that. Came home to find Oscar, poor thing, with bloodied paws because somehow he managed to open up the cupboard door in the kitchen, and he started digging through the bottom of the cupboard with his paws. And that's like I don't know what that material would be. Formica. I don't know what that. It's like on top it's covered, but then underneath it's like that kind of chipboard, whatever. He was digging through that, trying to dig his way out of the apartment through the kitchen cupboard. Obviously, he wouldn't have been going anywhere because then he was going to hit concrete. But I got home and his poor little paws were bloody. I was like, oh my God, this poor dog. He just couldn't handle the noise and the firecrackers or whatever. Listen, if you're going to be a dog owner, you need to take the responsibility seriously. Otherwise, don't own a pet. Yesterday, we got a picture that really, really upset me. And it makes me emotional when I think about the fact that we could have people who would treat an animal like this. And I'm gonna issue a trigger warning because I want you guys to look at this picture. Because whoever owns this dog, you need to be prosecuted. You need to be in jail. And in fact, someone should do to you what you have done to this dog. Why are you guys chaining your dogs up to the point where the chain has cut into the dog's neck, where you could actually see, I think it's cartilage or bone. I'm not even sure. It is horrific. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra.
Morning.
I'm just thankful that we here in the Cayman Islands have dodged a bullet.
Yes.
Thank God for that. It's just nobody here in Cayman think that this has been a test of us. We have not been tested properly. So let's just not put our guard down for the rest of this hurricane season.
Absolutely. This is an early warning.
And moving forward, let's just keep our wits about us all through this season. We dodged a bullet and we got a blessing from the Almighty, is my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so
Listen,
much.
my question, Sandra, is this. I noticed on the article regarding that dog that obviously is being abused and
it's horrible.
Not kept properly at all. There was some reports that the animal control officers, the DOA guys, went and retrieved that dog from the owner. Do you have any confirmation of that or not?
Well, my primary contact in DOE for the animal officers is actually off island. So I don't have any confirmation. I think the person in the neighborhood was updating us in terms of they were supposed to come and collect him. But my God, I got to tell you, Jonathan, this dog, I think, is going to have to be put down. I don't even know how the dog was still alive when you look at the womb. So I don't know how this dog is going to survive. What I see is a very severe neck wound, and it's horrible. But hopefully,
tough animals. Dogs are very tough animals. I mean, I haven't seen a picture of the actual wound because it was blurred out.
Yeah.
I understand why it was blurred out, but I mean, I can't tell exactly how extreme the wound is. But dogs are tough animals. I think
Yeah.
It's more
Well,
than
I'm
probably
gonna
that
show
the
it
little
this
guy
morning,
was
so I'm
able to
gonna
survive, but it
issue.
needs to be taken out of that situation
Yeah,
as
for
soon as
sure,
possible.
for sure. I'm gonna
So you
issue a
don't know
warning.
whether the dog has been removed from that area.
Let me try to check my WhatsApp messages. I was not the one monitoring the Facebook messages yesterday, so let me just see if I can find out. I'll find out.
Please find out and let the public know. I'm headed up to my farm as soon as it is possible, which is in East End, and if anybody needs some help getting them out of there, I'm willing to help.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Yeah, this was, I mean, this was so shocking. The supervisor, I think, for animal control off island, so somebody else would have gotten the call. And by the way, we really, as a government, need to prioritize animals as well, because to the best of my knowledge, we only have about 2 or 3 animal welfare officers. And I can tell you that, unfortunately, that's not enough in Cayman, because we have so many calls, so many people who are abusing their dogs. Let me just see. They get calls all the time. There's abuse, there's neglect, there's all sorts of things that happen in relation to animals. So I'm going to show you this picture. It's a very disturbing picture. It literally made me sick to my stomach. But I want to show it to you guys because, as Jonathan said, we blurted out because we're aware that some people are extremely sensitive. And obviously, we weren't looking to upset anybody. We just wanted to try and get this dog some help as quickly as possible. But for the purposes of this conversation, you need to understand that there are people in this country who could keep a dog like this in their yard and not even care about that dog. I see some of you actually were sending your messages through Facebook, and I'm just going to ask you to send the videos on WhatsApp. Somebody said this dog is still outside. Owners didn't take him inside. Address it, Shamrock Road, house for Caswell Drive. If anyone is in that area, can you please help? So this is another dog again. Good morning, and thank you to that person. So we'll show you that poor dog as well. Come on, folks. Come on. Take your dogs inside. The poor shelter, the Humane Society, begging, for people to take in dogs. Yes, they're dogs and cats, because, we know that their situation is low-lying and they're going to have a lot of flooding. Someone says, morning, Sandra, please give the talented people at CUC a huge shout out for keeping the power on so long. They know their stuff. Well done. Thank you so much. That came in at 5:24 this morning. So here's this poor little creature. I don't know if these rooms are survivable. Jonathan said dogs are tough. I know they are, but if you don't want to watch it, look away for just a minute or so. But look at this. What the actual... Yeah, we're not on radio. So please tell me, what the actual fuck is this? Is that... I wasn't sure. I'm like, is that cartilage or is that bone that I'm seeing? The dog's neck, that neck wound, almost looks like the dog's neck is severed. How do you have a dog and put a chain on the dog? What? What is this? How... This makes me so angry and so upset. How do y'all do this? My God, this is a living creature. This takes like a different, in my opinion, if you can do this to a dog. When they talk about serial killers and people who are sociopaths and their inability to be empathetic, one of the markers, so there's something like, I think it might be 6 or 8 markers of someone who's a sociopath and can do things like become a serial killer. One of the markers is people who torture dogs and small animals and stuff like that. because a large number of serial killers started their careers as children. Normally it starts very, very young, torturing animals, because it shows that they're missing that empathy gene, whatever that is. Birds, squirrels. So if you see any kids around you who are doing stuff like they want to kick dogs and harm dogs, get them some professional help, because they're going to need it. Another marker is bedwetting. There's other things that they look at. But this one is really, really critical. I don't know who this person is, but honestly, you should be in handcuffs. You should be arrested. You should be shamed. We should know who you are. We should have your picture, and your behind needs to be in jail. How do you have a dog? Do y'all not check on your dogs? I mean, you must be out there feeding the poor dog, and you don't see that you've got some kind of chain or something. I mean, I'm assuming it's a chain, but to be honest, I don't even know what caused that. Did somebody chop the dog? I don't even know what that's from. Yo, this is ridiculous. Somebody says that person needs a cow cod across their glutes. They need more than a cow cod. Jody says that looks like necrosis, like dead tissue. This is why I'm wondering. I don't know if those wounds are survivable. I don't know. Poor dog. And you know, when something like this happens to, I'm trying to see if I can find the message. When something like this happens to a dog, it's like you might be able to render some assistance, as well as you might not be able to. And you don't want the dog to suffer, because, you know, if treatment is going to be more painful to the dog, unfortunately, the better solution might just be to euthanize and put the dog down. I don't know what they're going to be able to do for this dog, if anything at all. Seriously. Unbelievable. Marcia says, can you show the dog again? Oh my God. JD says that my 2 stray dogs came back. They're okay. Carlin says, yep, most serial killers start with animals. Jeffrey Dahmer. Lots of examples. Most of them, in fact. Marcia says, I was showing it to my patient. Oh my God. Oh, the patient wants to see the dog again. All right, everybody else who doesn't want to see it, look away. Poor thing. Wow. I can't even believe the dog is still alive. Because, oh my God, what the hell? No, sir. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like, I feel like I want to throw up every time I look at the picture. I got to be honest, it makes me physically sick. We would love to know who the person is. I don't know that. I'm trying to find the messages. Like I said, I wasn't the one who was communicating with the person, but let me just see. All right. I'll try to get an update. And then there were other people who were talking about other dogs being tied up. I mean, they weren't, thank God, in that bad of a condition, But you can't just leave your dogs outside in a storm like this. I mean, there's debris flying around, rooftops are going to come off, all sorts of stuff. Once again, if you have a dog, please take the dog inside. Have someplace safe. Have someplace safe for the dog to be able to go. Somebody just sent me, this came in on Wednesday. This person says, reckless driving, and there was a kid behind the car. Okay. Huh. What a mess. Try to get some updates here. So somebody else sent, somebody's asking if CUC can give us 2 free days, 1 to 2 days that they don't charge us. Are y'all crazy? What kind of business? No. So this person is still outside. So here's another poor dog. Good morning, Sandy. I hope that you, Gigi, and the family are well. Can you please post this anonymously? So this dog is underneath. What is the structure that the dog is underneath? I can't even make out what the structure is. This dog is still outside. Owners didn't take him inside. Address is Shamrock Road, house before Caswell Drive. If anyone is in that area, can you please help? Give us a house number. Just like we have a database for we should have a sex offender registry. We need one for dogs too. Because y'all are abusers, animal abusers, children abusers. So this dog is under some kind of structure, poor thing, hiding during the storm. Annalise says, man is the worst animal on earth, heartless. Honestly, we really, absolutely ridiculous. That picture shows the chain or the collar or the rope was removed. So where is the dog now? Hoping we can get an update. Cecilia says, oh my God, how can someone be so cruel? Like I said, are these people not even checking on their dogs to give them fresh water and food? Like, do you not see that a chain is doing that to a dog and think, okay, obviously this is not what I want for my dog? Charm asking the same question. How's that poor baby still alive? Got a skin infection, maybe even bitten by mosey's, and the poor baby needs urgent care and probably doesn't trust humans anymore. Thank you, Miss Alida. So yeah, this dog now is, this was a post that went up saying, if you're the owner of the dog, please do the right thing. You untie the dog and take him inside or to a shelter in place. Do not let this poor animal suffer like this. Hi, Sandra. I hope that you're doing good. The reason why I'm messaging you as anonymous is because I want to protect my identity. The last time I was walking beside the road and I saw this dog many times outside and tied up, and also the dog is in bad condition. Very unfair how that man has a dog 24/7 tied up. I don't know if this would be helpful, but the dog is suffering every day. Wow. Really, we got to do better than this. This is just not acceptable. Right? Come on, people. Animal welfare, they need to have, like how we have a 911 emergency number. Again, they need to do more messaging around how you guys can contact them directly when you see an animal in distress. This is a sort of thing. I've got some of them. I'll send this information to them now, but they need to set up an easier way for the general public to report cases like this, because this is not good. So I'm going to send these reports now to animal control and see. Like I said, I know one person is off island. Just like they assisted and moved the cows, I guess we're going to have to send them every report like this that we're getting in terms of the poor animals as well. What a mess. So yeah, the wind is still churning out there, folks. Thank you, Miss Sandra Coe, Symphonies of the Reef. Oh my God. Good morning. Yeah, it looks like everybody is pretty safe. Kara says, breaks my heart. I love animals more than most people. Straight up, girl. Straight up. Let's show you a happy dog photo, shall we? This is Zeus. He's snoozing this morning. I can't take him outside yet, so he's doing pretty good with holding it. It's only 8 o'clock, so he probably doesn't. And I tried to walk him as late as I could last night so that he could take care of business, because I knew that it was going to be a long night into morning. So I put down, he's not pad trained because I don't really let my dogs go inside. He's still learning, though. He's still a puppy. He's still young. He's under 2. February, he'll be 2. So he's still very, very young. And when we got him, potty training was the number one thing because, listen, he would go, he has a spot that he kind of liked. And then we kept, no, don't go there. And then he was like, oh, I'll go find a new spot. There's a lot of spots in this house. So that's why you have to train your dogs, confine them to an area, because they will do their best to not use the bathroom where they have to sleep and eat and whatever. So the crate training method is very, very effective. And then the idea is eventually they will see the whole house as their home, and they're not going to go out and use the bathroom. But I found for some dogs, they can be very, very challenging to potty train. And one thing I must say about Oscar, I was talking about Oscar earlier and how kind of different he was, but he was the easiest dog to potty train, the best dog ever. In fact, never had an accident inside from the time he was like 8 weeks old. Never had an accident inside. The funny thing with Oscar, though, is one time he peed on my ex, not because he was having an accident, but it was a passive aggressive move because he felt threatened. He felt upset. It wasn't that he actually wasn't threatened. He was upset because we were going to leave him. So he also suffered from severe separation anxiety. So when he would see that we were getting ready to go anywhere, not even, because I've had dogs like Coco. When you pull out a suitcase, she's like, where are you going? She knew, they get depressed when you leave them. This one, when I went away to Miami a couple months ago, he was like sitting by the front door at night looking for me. Like, where did you go? When are you coming back? He doesn't understand yet. Pull out the suitcases. I'm going to go away, but I'm coming back. Don't worry, I'm coming back. We've seen animals have such a propensity. This is why I don't understand how people, can treat them, because it's like unconditional love. Like, you've seen people, their owners die and they'll travel miles to go to the gravesite and just lie there, or they'll lie by your casket. I mean, their love is like true, true love. Somebody was just saying, what about the time Oscar tried to jump out of the window after Ivan? So I was telling you guys, he learned how to push up the window and he would push the thing out. The problem was the day that he tried to do it from the second floor upstairs. I was like, I caught him in time. I was like, Oscar, you're about to kill yourself. Downstairs is one thing because you're jumping out and you're on the porch. If you jump out of a second-story building, you're not going to survive that fall. And after a while, I made sure upstairs, he couldn't get upstairs after that. But after a while, my neighbor, Mr. Scotty, used to be like, he'd call me, Sandra, that dog yours, Oscar, he out again. He gone about his business. And there was 2 of them, Oscar and Rupert. Oscar would jump out, go roam in the neighborhood, do whatever because he felt better. Rupert was such an obedient dog. He was the most obedient. I mean, that dog, listen, I never knew that a dog could have a conscience until I had Rupert. It never even occurred to me. Dogs have a conscience. They know when they've done something wrong. And I tell you how. Oscar was totally opposite in his personality. Rupert was very, very difficult to potty train. Speaking of potty training, he was difficult to potty train. We would crate train him. And in fact, he got to the point where he was a Labrador mix. He would be almost too big for his crate, but he'd still squeeze in there and go lie down, take a nap. Because we had to crate him a lot. Because if you left him out, he would have an accident. But when you came home and he had an accident, you didn't have to go looking for it. You know, some dogs are like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome home, honey child. You know, it's me. You're my favorite. He would be like this. His head was down. He was like, had a little sad face. Oh, and you could tell the second I walked in, I was like, oh, you had an accident, didn't you? Don't do it again. And after that, he was like, okay. He like wanted you to reprimand him. Like, oh, you had a poo-poo. No. Nope, you can't do this. And after that, he was fine. He walked up to the door with a conscience. Like he was sad and like, oh man, I did something wrong. The other dog, Oscar, was like, oh, I don't care what's going on inside. I don't care if Rupert pooped or whatever. I was like, is it possible for a dog to have a conscience? My dog, Rupert, proved that dogs have a conscience. Trust and believe me. He was such an amazing dog. So smart. I would spell stuff and he would know. They loved I brought them from the States when I moved back, and they loved the beach. Water was their life. They love the beach. And so we would spell like, oh, you know, he knew the word outside, whether you said it or spelt it. He knew beach. I was like, okay, let's go to the beach. And I've tried it all different kind of ways. I would spell it. Like this is what I do. I'd be like, okay, should we go? And I'd keep it monotone because, you know, they can tell by inflection in your voice. I'm like, okay, keep it monotone. I'm like, should we go OUT? He would sit up and his ears would perk up. But if I didn't finish spelling it, he'd kind of look at me suspicious and then lie back down. But if you spelled OUTSIDE, the dog knew. He ran to the front door and sat down and waited for you. Same thing with beach or car. We would say, oh, ready to go bye-bye car? And he was by the front door. Like, let's go. We're going somewhere. He was just so smart. Smartest dog. Not every dog is smart, but Rupert was the smartest dog. Anyway, let me tell you about Zeus now. So I put these down. I have the little pads here. And I'm like, oh, you know, in case he has to go to the bathroom and I can't go outside to walk him, you know, he's going to have to go in the pad. I haven't pad trained him. And this proves that he doesn't even know what a pad is for. The little doggy pads. Because he's lying down on it sleeping. He's like, oh, this is comfortable. Let me just lie here and take a little snooze and sleep. Oh, my little Tweetum. And to be honest, I don't really want to pad train him. They're like for emergencies only, but it's kind of one of those things. Like he's still not going to know what to do with a pad because he's never been pad trained. So he's always been outside, inside kind of thing, right? But there he is snoozing on his pad. He just moved and he's on a mat right next to me now. Oh, I love your dogs, please. They're so amazing. They show you so much unconditional love. I mean, this dog loves me. I go sit on the sofa. He's going to come by my foot and lie down with me. If I'm taking a nap, Zeus is right there. Oh my gosh. They're just dogs are amazing. I'm sure cats are amazing too. I'm just not a cat person, but I know cats are amazing too for those of you who own them. I'm going to show y'all when we went away the other day. He was at doggy daycare and we got some updates and they're like, you know, when a dog smiles, they got that look on their face. Oh, nothing better than a happy dog. So they had him groomed before he came back home. He was groomed before he went, but I think he had way too much fun. So they were like, let's groom him before we bring him back to you. Because he is having the time of his life with his little BFFs. And they said he's so good with other dogs. He loves big dogs, small dogs. It doesn't matter. So here he is the other day at doggy daycare. There's him in the back. Look at him with that little smile on his face. And look at the other poochies. They're so happy. Right? Aww. All right, let me show you another one with him and his doggy friends. Yeah. Enjoying his best life ever. Look, there he is. Oh my goodness, he's so sweet. And then this was when he was getting ready to come home. They had him all nice, fresh and bathed and a little blow dry and looking good. He's like, I'm ready to go home. Look at me. Oh, yeah. A happy dog makes a home, changes the entire environment of your home. And teaching your children, this is so important, folks. Teaching your children to appreciate animals, to love animals, I think is really, really important. It makes them a better person. Oh, my goodness. Marcia says, my Milo rings the doorbell on the door, or he barks or sits by the door when he wants to go outside. Ooh, well, that's amazing to ring the doorbell. This one can't ring the doorbell. He's too short, but he has started as part of his potty training. He does now bark to let me know when he has to go outside. Because before I'd be sitting right here and he'd be like, I got to go and I'm not going to tell anybody. So it's good when they start to understand that, yeah, these are, Thank you so much, Carmelita. Rashawn, thank you, says Foster said they ain't taking any returns, especially on all that toilet paper y'all bought. Oh my gosh, Rashawn, I don't know what people are doing with all that toilet paper, but hey. Vernita says animals know when you have a good soul. Have a good soul, Sandy. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, people tell you if my dog don't like you or my animal don't like you, me and you can't be friends. And, even for my husband, one of the things when we first started dating that was really, really endearing about him was that he absolutely, he loves animals as well. And he was always so good with Coco. On more than one occasion, he, saved Coco's life from these rogue dogs around the place. In the end, unfortunately, there wasn't a lot we could do with that last situation, but he's come out with the belt trying to fend off a crazy dog in the neighborhood. And so, anybody who will defend dogs is you won my heart already. A good part of it just for that alone. Good morning, Miss Darlette. Marshall says my dog Tyson don't like any other dogs. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Marshall. That can be very, very dangerous because if he ever gets out and he's a fighter, he will fight other dogs, and that's not a good thing. You have to socialize your dogs, and you have to do it from an early age. So there's no such thing as a dog that doesn't like other dogs. They're dogs who have not been properly socialized. And so what that means is they do get aggressive towards other dogs because they just don't know. There's no reason for a dog to feel threatened by another dog or anything like that. They should all be, a little doggy village, able to get along with each other. If you have a dog for protection, you need to have it properly trained. And protection doesn't mean that you don't socialize it. And I think this is where people get it wrong. They want to tie up their dogs, and some breeds have a propensity to be aggressive already. And a lot of times they are aggressive towards other animals and smaller animals and so on. And so that's a problem. And if you have a breed like that, you in fact want to go out of your way from day one to socialize your dog, because you don't want that in a dog. So, Zeus, I was saying the other day, I should send him to daycare more often because he loves dogs. He loves other dogs and whatever. What he does do, though, which is, part of his training that we've been working on, is when he sees another dog from a distance and he can't get to run over to them, because you have to control your dogs, right? You can't just let your dogs run up on other dogs. When he doesn't get to run to them and play, he starts barking and he gets super excited. So that is something that we're trying to work on with him. So Marshall says he's not a fighter. He's small and I think he's scared. And that also isn't good. But, if you haven't socialized him already, a professional might be a good idea. So this person says heartbreaking. A 1-year-old is an adolescent. A 2-year-old dog is a teenager. 3 years old adult. 1 dog year is equals to roughly 7. It's not precise, but yeah, depends on the breed and stuff of the dog as well. This person says they really are man's best friend. No matter what, they always love you and they'll never talk about you behind your back or judge you. And they're true to their nature. We as human beings, the so-called higher animal, have betrayed ours. If you keep a dog isolated, they're aggressive to everyone or everything other than the food provider. And yeah, they are very sociable. Why do you think they sniff butts? It's their handshake. Yeah, I mean, dogs are social creatures. And, social creatures means they live in packs. And here's the thing. When you have a dog from its puppy, you become that dog's pack, right? And they should see you as being in the hierarchy. When you have dogs that have problems with children, sometimes it's because a child came after them and they want to, they want to bark at the child or nip at the child or whatever. A lot of times that's because the dog does not see that child as being higher than them. Oh, this is another little Coco here. So cute. The dog does not see the child as being above them in the pack. And so they don't respect the child in the way in which they would. And sometimes it's because the child also is not being respectful to the dog, right? So you got to teach your children to be respectful of dogs, treat them well. They're not just something that's cute to look at. You got to spend money, take them to the vets. They need their shots. They need checkups, all this sort of stuff. And I'm just flabbergasted when I see people mistreating their animals. All right. So we've done fairly well. The wind is still kicking up out there a little bit. Let's go ahead. Somebody was asking, how do they get to Mr. Weatherman? Well, you guys can actually find him he has his own YouTube channel. So that's the best place to find him. And so let us have a look at this here. And we can show some footage of what was happening in Jamaica here in a second as well. So we have an update from 2 hours ago from Mr. Weatherman. So I'm going to pull that up here so that we can all watch and see what this storm, it went more north of us, south, which was a good thing. So we're very, very thankful for that. Again, we feel so incredibly blessed. Because if this was on top of us, trust me, we would be having a very different conversation this morning. We wouldn't have had an opportunity to talk about dogs at all. I can assure you of that. So let's have a look here at Brian. Shields is his name. He does a phenomenal job. Go like his channel. His channel is called Mr. Weatherman. So let's see what he was saying about 2 hours ago about Hurricane Beryl.
Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for all the likes you've been putting on the videos. You've been keeping me going. But we are thinking of those in Jamaica. Roofs were ripped off. We had that over by the airport. Some of us had tropical storm conditions. Others just got clocked with hurricane conditions yesterday. We're thinking of you in Jamaica. The Cayman Islands this morning, heaviest weather, Grand Cayman. Still watching that. I want to get into the better news as we've been talking about together, and I want to get into this tropical disturbance that brought some of that rain back toward Barbados, for example, yesterday. And thinking of those still in Grenada, St. Vincent the Grenadines, not losing sight of view as we watch this. But winds right now 120 miles per hour. That's about 193 kilometers an hour. The core of that is just to the south of Grand Cayman right here. Here's a Little Cayman. So again, worse weather just to the south of the Cayman Islands, but some hurricane conditions possible over the next few hours back through Grand Cayman. Here we are in Jamaica. And here's this tropical disturbance getting closer to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, Haiti and the DR. We've also had some of the flooding on the backside of Hurricane Beryl. I'll get into this tropical disturbance. I want to take you out on time as that one works across. Some decent news in the tropical Atlantic right now. A couple tropical waves, but nothing huge. So as we take a look at what we've got going on, you see this red shading here. Those are the hurricane warnings that are up still for the Cayman Islands and parts of Mexico. I'm going to break that down further. Belize, the worst weather is simply up to the north. Some of us in Belize will get nothing, so we'll get into that. Then whatever is left of this, as it crosses parts of the Yucatan of Mexico, moves into the Bay of Campeche, slides across Campeche into the Bay of Campeche. There should be some restrengthening, and then that curve to the north. I want to break down the American versus the European model. By the time we get into Sunday night, it looks like we'll have some hurricane conditions, northeast Mexico and South Texas as this progresses. Look at that curve here. I mentioned high pressure, a dominant feature that's been keeping this moving to the west-northwest. Well, high pressure breaks down. That's the blocker. That kind of moves away, and it allows this to make more of a curve back towards South Texas and parts of northeast Mexico as we get into later this weekend. So here's one of the breakdowns. A couple things here. The European model has this moving more so into northeastern sections of Mexico. Slight difference with the American model that has a little bit more of a curve to the north, bringing this right into South Texas. So generally, they've been both in pretty good agreement, but a little discrepancy down the road, which is common. We're talking about 4 or 5 days away, but all
right, folks. So good news is it went more south of us. So we're very, very thankful for that, obviously. I saw a few of you trying to call as we started that video. Do feel free to give us a call back. And we see Jamaica now. There's a few live streams that are coming out of Jamaica. So we'll keep an eye on and monitor what the situation is there. Part of Norman Manley Airport definitely lost its roof. So, of course, they do have some repairs and stuff to be making. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Auntie Sandy. It's Johan. How's it going?
Morning, Johan. Not bad. How are you?
All right. Just thought I'd keep you company for 30 seconds.
Okay.
Want to first of all recognize how blessed and lucky we are. God really watched over us and took care of us. This thing could have gone a whole lot worse. But with that said, just want to give thanks for that, but also for the people on the ground, Government National Hurricane Management Committee, all the people that stayed up all night to keep us informed. But a special shout out to the management and staff at CUC. Yeah, we complain about the bills, but they kept us going. This thing was manageable because we were able to ride it out with all the creature comforts that they provided. So thank you very much, CUC. But I have one question for you, and hopefully you, as the voice of the people, can help us with. When will they be turning back the water, turning the water on? Because I'm not sure how dangerous it is for the water authority, but if you can get us a timeline as to when they plan on turning on the water, that would be greatly appreciated. Stay safe. Speak to you soon, and you have no reason to not make brownies for me now. Thanks. Bye.
All right, let's see if we can find out. I've just messaged the water authority. Let's see if we can find out from them, when they might actually have the water back up. Well, listen, CUC is up, so I might make some brownies. So just in preparation for the storm, obviously have sufficient drinking water. We do the big bottles. But in addition to that, fill up things with water because again, the water is off. You need to be able to flush your toilets and so forth. So we filled up a bathtub. We have a utility tub, utility basin, I should say. We filled that up. We did a bunch of like pots, like the big soup pots that you have. Last night before it went down, I also did some jugs for trying to brush my teeth. So, in the morning, got to brush my teeth. I need some water. So I've done a couple of those, like have a few days worth of, water jug supplies that you can do things with. If you need to bathe after, everybody's going to need to bathe, but, if the storm had hit, you want to make sure that you have the ability to do so as well. And yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a bucket bath, right? It's not like you're gonna be able to sit there for a good 5 minutes with just the warm water on you. You're gonna have to splash up quick and just get it done. And that's understandable. All right. I'll see if the water company but everybody's on alert. NRA is on standby. So here's another one. Hi, Sandra. Someone decided to tie up a dog outside of this apartment complex. Neighbors couldn't see where the dog is, but was barking nonstop. I'm off island, so I can't do anything. Okay. We'll send that as well to the for the animal control people. All right. So you guys saw the post about the parrot that was found. We have a little bit of an update with him. Unfortunately, no one could come for him. I don't know if it's him or her, but nobody could come for the parrot because the parrot, one second here, because the, nobody was available basically. So DOE said, hold on to the parrot. Hold on to the parrot until the all clear is given. And then they would be able to render some assistance. But let me just show you some footage here. But the good news is the parrot's injuries, it was found in the grounds that sustained some sort of injury, don't appear that severe. It's still doing okay. So they did send some instructions for me to forward to the neighbor who has the parrot in terms of how to, try to keep it as safe and as comfortable as possible. So they said to put it in a box, in a container, to keep it from, I guess, trying to fly around and stuff like that. And then make sure it had some water in a shallow but broad dish, and try to feed it some, what do they say? Try to feed it with a wide, shallow container of water would be fine. And then berries or fruit, including apple. So I'm happy to show you guys the parrot this morning. You can see he's still alive, and hopefully we'll be able to get him some assistance as soon as all clear is given. So there he is. Aww. Poor little thing. So he's eating. I think that's a good sign. So yeah, as soon as the all clear is given, I'll post it as well. I know a lot of you are very, very concerned about the parrot and wanted to know if there was anything that some of you wanted it. And I thought, well, let's not pass the parrot around. The person who has the parrot, I know, is an animal lover. He's got dogs and cats that he loves very, very much. So as soon as possible, we will hand him over to the proper authorities. But yeah, there he is. At least he's eating. Okay. Yeah, so he is eating. It looks like that's some mango they're giving him this morning. So yeah. So Sandra, what time should we expect the storm in Cayman today? Well, we had the worst of it already. So if you're asking that question, that's a good question. That's a good thing, I should say. Somebody says, oh, he's eating mango. He's on a little staycation. So nothing at Dolphin Discovery. Everybody was evacuated. So good to know that they didn't take the chance there with the dolphins. So all of them were evacuated to safe area. Damien says, is it against the law to have them caged? No, I think most parrots are in a cage, aren't they? Do you guys have parrots flying around your house? I don't think so. You can have a parrot in captivity, and I think that most of you who do have it in a cage. So I don't think that's against the law. I mean, you wouldn't want him, you wouldn't want him flying all over the house. That might not be such a good idea. I think you can no longer, they're a protected species, so I'm sure you can no longer catch them, but they have something in place now where if you had them, you could register them so that there was a registration period that was open where you're supposed to register all of your parrots. But yeah, they don't want you going out there trying to capture any parrots, right? But they're the most beautiful things. Like every time I hear them, they have such a distinctive sound. Every time I hear them, I think, oh my God, that sound is so amazing. The chirp or whatever that they make. They are also very much social creatures. You hardly ever see a parrot by itself. Normally you see them flying in pairs of 2 or even more, up to 4 parrots. And, you know, if you live in the lower valley, Savannah area, a lot of times we see them flying, taking flight from one tree to the next. So I love to see them flying. I love to see them up in trees. Just absolutely beautiful creatures. So Damon says Cayman parrots are to be wild as they are protected. Yeah, don't capture them. There's no need for that. Just leave them alone as much as you possibly can. Emma says, I fill my buckets with water, some to bathe, flush toilet, and other containers for cooking. Sorry. And some to clean up my dishes if needed. Yeah, so do remember that, you know, you need water for different things, right? So you can probably never have enough water around the place because, you know, the power or the water, as you guys can see, normally gets turned off. So here's dolphin discovery area. So all the tanks were empty. Thank you so much for this footage. Happy to say that they were taken to a safe location and they're perfectly fine. It doesn't seem like there's really any damage there, but they wanted to ensure that they evacuated them from yesterday. So this person says, I think the most of the damage is along the south coast. Very little surge in the north sound with this system. Very strange because even with Grace, we had about 2 to 2.5 feet more surge in this system. So strange, but we're thankful. We'll take it. Somebody says, good morning, Sandra. Smith Road, we're okay. Give Sid 3 a hail up for me. Let them know the Wi-Fi off on Smith Road. Okay. I will let them know. Sending them the message right now. Speaking of that, the Maya 1 cable has been having some issues for the last couple weeks. I don't know why OffReg didn't advise the public of this, but because of that, they've had to use a backup cable option. And so I think that has made the local providers less resilient. I know Logic went down yesterday for, I believe, a couple hours, maybe an hour or so. So they came back on last night. Trying to check some camera footage. Unfortunately, the footage that we have just isn't, a lot of these cameras are IP-based cameras, of course. If the connection is spotty, then we're not gonna be able to see that. All right, West Bay, good. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sending my deepest blessings, says Darquita. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Prayers from Belize for safety in Cayman and Mexico and for the CARICOM and the US. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it. Yeah, so it's not looking too bad. I mean, the the weather's still breezy and stuff out there, for sure. Just checking some of our cameras here. You can see the wind is still very much kicking up. But yeah, not too bad. Okay, so just having a look around at all of our cameras. Everything looks like it's pretty much in place. I had to take down the pickleball net, honey child, because I did not want that pickleball net to go flying anywhere. I was like, yeah, that would be a projectile. Oh, looks like we've got pieces of fence. Okay. We lost some of our fence in the back. All right. I see you there, Beryl. I see you. I see you, Beryl. I see what you did to my little fence. The good thing is, this fence, shout out to A.L. Thompson's. Normally, this fence, you just put the little slats back in. We did it during the last storm, and you're good to go. Don't have to go buy a new fence. Nope. Good to go, honey chill. So we'll collect those as soon as we can get outside, because again, if stuff is still flying around out there, you don't want to be out there. So there it is. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pieces or something came out in that corner. And I could swear that's the same corner that was compromised last time as well. So looks like it's compromised again. But big shout out to Island Paving. They were able to hook me up with a pickleball court. So I'll put the net back out there. Anybody wants to join my pickleball challenge, get fit by playing pickleball, do let me know. I still need to save up some money to do like my artificial turf around it. I'm going to put out some little poles with lights and some sunshades and stuff so we can play during the summer without passing out. But I've always, this is kind of a funny story, always wanted a tennis court, but of course, can't afford a tennis court. Well, let me rephrase that. Don't have the physical space for tennis court. And so we were going to try to do a pool here, and that was uber expensive, way out of budget as it started to add up. So I said, honey, that's too much. That's too much money. And we settled instead on a pickleball court, which is smaller than a tennis court. So it all worked out in the end. I was like, look at that. Look at God. Yes, honey child. So I'm ready for pickleball tournaments. Right in my own yard. Love it. Big shout out, Island Paving, professional. Chris and all those guys really did a professional job. Somebody said, are we going to talk about the K-Mass fight? Not today. We'll get there. Not today, honey child. We'll have time for that. Miss Charlene, good morning to you. Being very, very thankful for the blessings that have been bestowed upon us. Got some more video footage here. Again, a little bit of weather. This is Bodden Town near Lorna's, Texaco. Okay, so let me show you guys these. Wow, these look a little bit rough. Yes, sir. All right. Somebody asked about when the airport will reopen. No indications of that yet, but I'm sure once the all clear is given, they'll move quickly. Wow. Okay. All right. So, folks, you got to stay in place. The messaging now, we've just received something here from hazard management. Please do not go outside. The all clear will not be issued until certain things have been completed. And, you know, yes. So don't rush to go anywhere. Somebody sent me a picture. This is Valencia Heights, Crew Road. Oh, yes. Let's have a look at this one. So don't go out anywhere, folks. There's a procedure in place for the all clear to be given. And until that happens, even after the all clear has been given, there's no need for you to rush out there. There really isn't. I can assure you that the authorities would much rather have you stay in place. Don't be anxious to look at whatever. So this is their dolphin discovery property in West Bay. All good. They moved the dolphins out of additional precaution. And this is them. This is their safe spot. I didn't even realize this, but they moved them across to the turtle farm. I didn't know this. They actually moved them to the turtle center where they're happily swimming around. So they put them in the slings and actually transport them around. There they are. Kimberly says, God, please protect the Cayman people because Jamaica is all mashed up. What part of Jamaica got hit the worst, I wonder? I'm still trying to get some fix on what's happening there in Jamaica. Elizabeth says, good morning. I just woke up. Is the hurricane past us? It's still moving, Elizabeth. Getting better. The all clear will be given probably a bit later on today, but don't make any movements until the all clear is given. And even after the all clear is given, the authorities are asking you to please, if you don't have any business on the road, don't go out there just to lollygag for no good reason. Okay. They've just issued a statement. We're going to put this up on our website about the necessity to not make any movements until the all clear has been given. So this is Valencia Heights and Crew Road. All right, and just confirming that for the dolphins, they keep a vet and 5 staff stay with them as part of their storm protocol. Somebody said do a big shout out to CUC and the water company in West Bay. They did a great job this time. Guess those new poles held up and haven't dry rotted yet, this person says. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Jesus, look at him. Wow. In the water. Wow. Oh, my mango through that. Oh, my God.
Stay inside. Stay inside.
I say, I talked to my friend. She called me from Jamaica last night. And she told me that they say that Old Harbor police station in prison, Bamasha.
I heard of prison, yeah.
Yeah, and she said that part of the airport roof had gone. And well, she told me, I think there were 2 parishes that get like really bad. I think St. Anne or something like that. I can't remember the 2 parishes. But she said, I asked her what part she was, and she said she was new. And she was okay so far. Then, but she said she won't call me back because her mother was calling her. But then, she now called me back, and then she had called me back when my cousin called me from Port St. Lucie. And I just started to talk to him. I say, I'll call you back because my friend called me from Jamaica, but then I call her back and then I will get her back. So I don't know, but that's what she told me so far. She said that that's what she had no, you know. I told her, I said, well, what kind of prisoners they had in that prison? They had bad prisoners. I hope that they and I'm never get away and then I'm not in nothing. I don't know what kind. I don't know where that is, but that was she told me that it was my shot.
Prisoners on the loose, you don't want that.
Well, that's what I tell her. I say, well, I don't know, because normally when prison my shot like that and things, people get away, so I don't know. That's what she told me. But why water start to cut the water off so early? Because
well, I mean, they did go later than they said that they would. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would be good to have them explain to us how it works. I mean, they've never really explained it, but
they say that they wasn't gonna cut it off. So, and then all of a sudden, well, good thing I had just went out because we had just got our shutters and stuff up. And then I went and I caught 2 buckets full, and then I had 2 of my H2 5-gallon water bottles, and I filled them up. Because I tell him, I say, if the current don't cook, we got a current, we need to cook or anything, we use them for cooking.
Yeah.
And then I fill, because I don't have no bathtub no more, because we just changed our bathroom, and I got shower now, because we could manage the tub, but I fill up my washer. And I say, we could always, bail water out of that for flushing toilet, or even bathe, because, the water is clean water. And good thing I did that, or I wouldn't been able to bathe. So I don't know, and he was just telling his daughter that when the water come back, make him breakfast, but I don't know what time it come back. But boy, my little planting, oh my God, look at my planting, my suckers, but the one with the planting, oh, but that going down too, I put a stick on that, no, that not going down. Some of the other ones break up, my backyard flood out. Because we know what, I went sleep after 1, and we had I wake up after 4, and after 4, we were getting good lot of breeze up in here, but then you could go outside, and we wasn't getting much rain. But it's after that it took off, that it started howling, and then I hear a bucket I had outside take off. But now in the front yard, I had much water, but just a little bit from the drain, because the side were high and the water had come up from that. But now I just come out of the front door, and I mean the whole, look at the crate out in the road, and the whole road flood out again, and the whole yard flood out, the water coming up. Kind of high, and look like, he said the mango tree had just tipped, but now it rooted up, oh my God. And by the fruits on the ground, like I didn't know what.
All right. Anyway, thank you, my dear. We got some updates, some footage from South Sound. We're gonna get somebody on from Black Power and Light.
So thank God.
Yes, absolutely.
God,
thank you. Yes, that's for sure. Thank you so much, caller. Really appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So, right. So we got some footage from South Sound by Cayman Crossing. Another reason why you want to wait for the all clear, folks, is so that we can ensure that the streets are cleared, and some streets are not cleared. So let's make sure that we can get the all clear from the proper authorities. So Black Power and Light, we're going to give them a call now. Give you Brackers just a little update here on how that's going.
Morning, Sonny. How are you?
Hey, morning, Simon. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Good. You okay through the night?
Yeah. Everything's good. We're here at live, got full power and everything, just without water, like most people, but that's all right.
Yes,
We've got one tub that's full and some other backup reserves.
Yes. We have exactly the same. We've got 2 young kids in the house, so we had a full bathtub. Yeah. And that's worked well for us.
Yeah, it's so crazy because we've talked about this. As our daughter gets older, we'll probably pull out the tub. But then for times like this, it's kind of useful to have the tub that you can fill up, right? So yeah. Anyway, tell us a little bit about what's going on in Cayman Brac with Brac Power and Light.
Absolutely. You dropped out slightly there, but I'll keep talking. If you lose me, then we'll come back on.
No problem.
So currently, Cayman Brac is fully powered, and Little Cayman should be going back on in the next 45 minutes to an hour. So we lost power in the Brac during the night. We had lines off the poles because of the wind. We've done a lot of work recently in sort of building resilience into the system, so that we were able to sort of reconnect different areas. But there were some obviously, if the lines are down, then unfortunately there's very little you can do about that. So the lines were off. We lost power to about 50% of the island from about sort of 1 a.m. through to about 5 a.m. And that's when the crews could go out safely and restore those lines and get the power back on. So it could have been a lot worse. Obviously, as we have in Gran, we have the lines on the poles, and unfortunately they are susceptible to weather. But as I say, a lot of the improvements we've been doing recently have meant that this was a lot better than it would have been otherwise. So Brac is fully back on. Unfortunately, Little is an older system, and we turned the power off in the middle of the night to protect that system. We tried to reconnect, but we've got 2 trees down in Little currently that are across the lines. So the guys are out there clearing those trees now, and as soon as those are cleared and the lines restored, then that power should be back on as well.
And what's the ETA? Did you say in that?
So Little, they're looking to get it back up within the next hour.
Okay.
That's what they're working on now. So they're busy clearing the trees and then reconnecting those lines at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Simon, so much for the update, and continue to be safe.
No problem at all. You take care, and we'll speak soon.
All right. Thanks, my dear. All right. So it's fantastic that we can get updates for our sister islands. So again, Cayman Brac should have full power. And Little Cayman has an outage, but that's because of 2 down trees. All right. So Brac Power and Light, I'm just going to post this on social as well so that you guys can have this information readily available. I know some of you might actually be taking this time to sleep in this morning. Good for you. I'm going to get me some hurricane breakfast here in just a little bit myself. Some breadfruit, nice yellow heart breadfruit, honey chill. I'll get that going. All right. We have some additional footage. Let's see what this one is. This is South Sound area. South area. Ooh, honey child, look at that ocean. Oh my God. Where the hell is this? What? Whoa. This is, let me see here now. Windsor Village in South Sound. Oh my God. What? Windsor Village took a lick. Let's see here now. Windsor Village. We've got, this is another video. Let's see where this one is. Wow. Wowee. Yeah. So both of those last videos that you see look like they're from Windsor Village. All right. This is a perfect example of why you do not want to move until the all clear is given. South Sound Road. Again, it looks like South Sound got hit pretty hard. Let me just pull up this footage here. So stay in place, folks. Here is South Sound. Hold on one second. Yep. Yeah.
Do one on my
Ay, 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 mamacita. So this is why the authorities are saying, please stay in place. Don't go anywhere. We want you all to be safe, honey child. We'll post up something. There's one here from West Bay as well. It's important that you listen to the authorities. None of y'all should be out there driving. I don't know who took this video, but don't go, no driving. Stay home. Stay in place. It's for your own protection. Trust me. From experience, I've done this once before during Hurricane Michelle, being nosy, wanting to go out there and see Wagwan. And I went out there driving and ended up messing up my little Mercedes back in the day. I had a little A-class back then. And brackish water got underneath that car. And let's just say that those German cars are not designed for no brackish water. So I had to wait for 2 months for part. Do yourselves a favor. Don't take any chances. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, there you have it. The authorities can, I don't know that there is there's not a curfew or anything, but if they're asking you to stay in place, I think that they still have some power to deal with you if they find you roaming out and about. So it's not worth it. Like I said, it's just not worth it. Stay home and you guys will be perfectly fine. So I know my internet here is struggling a little bit. I'm having some issues. It's obvious that the internet is struggling. So big shout out. Aliano says, hope my stingrays are okay. People wait for the damn all clear. Yes, wait for the all clear. Bobby, I think, joining us from Honduras, La Ceiba. It says our prayers is for the power of God, protect you from the power from the hurricane. Thank you so much. Irvlin, so government needs to impose a curfew. I mean, if y'all would just behave, there would be no need to impose a curfew, right? Are we not capable of just following some basic instructions? My goodness. So government is asking, don't go out in this. Good morning, checking in. The airport, that's the airport? Lyatel. What the hell? The airport looks like the ocean? Look at this picture that I just got from the airport. I'm having some issues uploading images. So, because like I said, the internet looks like it's struggling a little bit this morning. But let's see if I can. This looks like this is the airport? Say what? Oh my God. Yo. That looks like the ocean? What on earth? No, sir. Wow. Somebody was asking, when is the airport going to reopen? Well, we got to wait now. No, sir. Oh, yeah. Stay in. Take it from me. You don't want to get yourselves in any trouble with this weather. Somebody sent some footage from Maple Road area as well. Let me see now. All right, we got Central Georgetown. Give me 1 second. Maple Road coming up next. All right. So in order for the all clear to be given, they're going to look at a number of different factors, including the weather conditions, obviously being number one. So no, the hurricane or tropical storm winds must have completely passed with no lingering hurricane force winds, heavy rainfall, etc. Damage assessment. So that's why they need the roads cleared. Emergency services evaluation as well. So please, folks, don't go out in this. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up some additional video footage. We're getting lots of footage here. People sending us lots of footage. All right. So give me 1 second. Okay. All right. All right, folks. So the all clear has not been given. All right. So, okay, give me 1 quick second here. I'm trying to figure out where I'm getting this audio from. Hold on. Something's playing in the background. Okay, 1 second for me. Okay. Somebody sent me something. I'm hearing the audio. I'm just trying to figure out where that video is coming from. Somebody said the water is right next to me, bro. Oh, yeah, sorry. Now I see where that's coming from. My apologies. All right. So we have, let me just see here now. Yeah, so it's important that, again, stay in place, please, folks. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see this stuff, but don't do it. Don't do it. You're risking your life and safety. And then nobody's going to come out there trying to rescue you when the all clear has not been given. Somebody said that the Windsor Village one was during and after. Somebody says it's blowing hard in South Sound. Been crazy since about 3 a.m. Okay, let's get some additional footage here that people are sending in from their homes. From the safety of your homes, not a problem, because you got a lot going on right outside of your own doors. Okay, here's Maple Road, close to the hospital. Okay, and here is Georgetown Central, looks like. Just a reminder from the authorities to please stay indoors. The all clear has not been given. And again, it's for your own safety, folks. It's for your own safety and the safety of others. Everybody asking about when the water is going to be turned back on. We are asking. Believe me, we are asking. Nothing yet. They're the PR people, they send out their emails. I'll give them that. But we don't know anybody over there that we can just pick up the phone and talk to, unfortunately, with the Water Authority. So nothing from them yet. We sent them several emails this morning, and unfortunately, nothing. I'm trying to see if they have a. They say once the all clear has been given. That's the only thing that they've said. Somebody said, please say it louder so that the brackers can hear it, to please stay in place. This goes for all islands, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman. The all clear has not been issued. So you should not be going out there, even in Cayman Brac. I'm hearing you brackers roaming around the place. The all clear has not been given as yet. Please, 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 let's respect and listen to the authorities. We don't want to be lawless like some other people partying during Hurricane Beryl, twerking in cars and all kind of foolishness. Did y'all see those videos? Lord Jesus. All right. Looking good otherwise. Somebody sent me some Hurricane Hunter plane just flew over Grand Cayman at approximately 5 a.m. Okay. Good morning. That's what the airport get or government get because of their darn poor planning and not getting value for money. That problem, I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with poor planning. That is, well, poor planning forever. That is, another low-lying area. Let's be clear about this. Cayman is a very low-lying area. All of it, to be quite frank and honest. And it always has been, and it probably always will be. This is why we need to be very, very cautious making decisions going forward, especially with big apartment complexes and that sort of thing. Big shout out to the National Conservation Council. I'm just saying. CPA doesn't seem to care about a whole lot, certainly not the environment. And they need some checks and balances. And right now, the only check and balance, and it's only like 1% of applications, folks. It's not even that much. They get a little bit of check and balance, and they're crying foul and let's upend the law, and let's do this and let's do that. It's like, what's really going on here? Oh, happy 4th. Yes, all of our American friends. Happy 4th of July. I know it's a public holiday out there. Melissa says it's looking good, but still stay inside. CC, what's up? On my porch, not going no further. Good for you. Damien says, yep, and airing it on CMR, that encourages others to go out there now and film. It shouldn't, because when the authorities grab you and you get in trouble, then you'll know. Ride out the hurricane. God is with you all guys, praying to God. There will be no fatalities. There's none in Cayman, I don't believe. But we do know that this storm has already taken the lives of some 7 people. So be very, very cautious. Anna should have filled up buckets and bottles. Kiss my teeth, says Cece. Doni says all clear issued for Bracken Little Cayman. I don't think so. I don't know anything about that. Government has not said that at all. So Donnie, let's not give out any misinformation. Hold on. I can check right now, but I don't think that that's the case. Nobody has gotten the all clear yet. And, you know, to lessen the confusion, they are not likely to issue it for one island and not the other. South Sound took a beating again. Yes. That's obvious, South Sound. Sorry, South Sound. Y'all in your big time monster homes. Yikes is all I can say. I feel sorry for you, but that's why I don't want any beachfront property. You couldn't pay me to live on the beach. I don't care what y'all say about, oh, that could be $1 million property. Blah, blah, blah. Good for you, honey child. You keep it. Y'all will be just fine with your $1 million properties. Me, on the other hand, I will be inland, enjoying my not $1 million. Listen, you can have $1 million properties inland too, to be clear. So hold on. I'm going to put a little compilation together of South Sound video footage. Let me see who sent me that last one. Oh gosh, I'm getting tired now. So listen, I'm actually going on with one of the major networks here in just a second. So Windsor Village took a lick. So I'm going to go and put on one little bit of lipstick to look halfway decent, like I haven't been up all night. And I'll tell you guys which network after we're done. So I'm going to do a little 11 o'clock interview with them this morning as well. Okay. All right. So we got, listen, media wants to talk to each other. That's how they operate, honey child. They did reach out. So thank you very much for the connection. Yep. South Sound ain't looking too good. Hold on one second. Let me just confirm something. Okay, good. I've just gotten it. So very, very good. Absolutely. Thank you so much. The all clear has been given for Cayman Bracken, Little Cayman. So we'll post this up. Fort Worth. Some storm safety. We'll post that as well. All right, give me one quick second. So yes, I like to try to verify this stuff before I'm going to say it. That's for sure. Because, you know, y'all be saying it and forwarding it around. And it only till CMR says it. Yeah, CMR, they're talking fake news, you know, fake news. They got fake news going on. So I'm trying to verify. Yes, honey jail. South Sound. All right. So let me download the South Sound video. I'm doing like 5 things at one time. So yes, the all clear has been issued for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman only. Let's put that in asterisks, honey child. And listen, just because the all clear has been issued does not mean that you have to go out. Capiche? All right. Posting that right now. Boom. Just like that. All right. South Sound. Getting more footage from South Sound. Let me have a look. Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to post up the South Sound hot mess of a situation. If y'all live Windsor Village, oops. Sorry. You're going to have to pay for some repairs. Mm-hmm. Let me see here now. Oh, hold on a second. All right, give me 1 second here. We're gonna get this one up here in just a second. Okay. All righty. This is so strange. Okay. All right, so we do have some footage that we'll put up here in a second. Good morning, Sky. Everything's good. We fared very, very well, I must say. Everybody's thankful this morning. Okay. Yep, we're good. Working on it. This thing says working on it. All right, trying to get another video uploaded. Windsor Village. All right, so South Sound appears to have gotten the brunt of this storm. Footage from Windsor Village. All right, thank you, Dawn. Jonathan says electrical outages reported, no info on coastal flooding. Ms. Joyce, thanks for giving coverage and updates we can access from the States. You're most welcome. I'm going to okay, yep. All right, so we'll put this up. I mean, we want to, contrary to what Damien says, we're not trying to encourage people to go out there and get footage, but if we share the footage widely of what's happening, you can kind of get an idea of where areas of concern are, what's damaged. And I think hopefully the thinking is you're less likely to venture out if you actually see what's going on, because you can stay here. Over 600 of you are here listening. You can stay here and just watch it without having to go anywhere. So use the opposite psychology, Damien. Don't always think that people, just because they see it, want to run out and do it. No, you've seen it. You're like, okay, now I know South Sound. I'm not going to go there and get in any trouble with my vehicle, get nails in my tire and get injured and whatever. Just stay behind home. Beachfront property is nice until hurricane season, but that's rich people problem. And I agree. I totally agree. Irvelin says, very thankful making fresh fish and fried dumplings for the family. What is in your hurricane pot? I have, we did some, what's the thing called again? The one that's in the can. That's the only time I eat that really is hurricane time. So I'm going to put that with some white rice and some breadfruit. We got some plantain. Good to go. Good to go, honey. Moses, Kay, and the PPM made those decisions. And all right, so a person out of America, they're returning. Well, it doesn't say. Does it say where they said they're traveling tomorrow, and apparently they want to know where to get their nails done. Can somebody help them with a nail appointment? Y'all have to be making this stuff up. I do not believe that anybody in their right mind today would be concerned about a nail appointment. First of all, do you live on this island or were you visiting? You're scheduled to fly out. Okay, here's my advice. This is an Ask Sandy moment. Don't worry about your nails. Ain't nobody looking at your nails. when you get where you're going, then you sort your nails out. It's probably going to be cheaper anyway. This is ridiculous. Nails? Who cares? My Lord, what a mess. No, sir. Thank God you're safe. Ingrid Jones, and if they do, none of our authorities will be going to risk their lives to go out for their dumbasses. Ay, ay, ay. Miss Winsome, good morning. Says, good morning, Miss Sandy. To God be the glory. We're safe and dry. Amen. A huge thank you to the Red Cross team at the shelters. Yes. By the way, she says they did an amazing job organizing a smooth operation of these shelters. Kudos to Red Cross. Yes, thank you, Red Cross. And guess what? We had a baby, a Hurricane Beryl baby born last night. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but a baby was born. And so congratulations. I think you should name that baby Stormy. I like that name. Go on. Yes, corned beef. That's what it is. So I had some corned beef and rice last night, and I'm going to do it again this morning. Leftover corned beef. Ooh, honey chow. So yes, baby born during Beryl. Don't name the baby Beryl, though. I don't like the name Beryl. It's so weird. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. And we'll come back in a little bit. But I think we're good. I mean, I think we're all right. I'm going to go get freshened up, like I said. Brush the hair back a little bit, slick it back. Put on a little lips gloss or something. And get ready with an interview with a U.S. network. And yeah, we're all good otherwise. Let me see what else people are sending me. Ooh, honey. Lord Jesus, mercy. Hold on, I'm going to add this one to the one that I just did. That looks like Windsor Village again. Wow. Wow. Y'all took a licking. We have an interior video of it now. Hold on. Whoa. No, sir. So I can update the video on Facebook, I think, but I can't update Instagram. You know, once you post on Instagram, that's it. Facebook video we can update, but have a look at this. I'll show you guys before we stop the live. Hold on one second. Wow. It was a baby girl that was born. Aw, do not name her Beryl. No. I don't like that name at all. Look at this. Oh my God. Hold on. Look, yeah. As some Jamaicans would say, blouse and skirts.
I got you in the video. I got to read it.
Wow. What a mess. No bueno. I tell you. All right, good news. Little K-Man, all power restored for you all. And the all clear has been given, but still stay home. Y'all stay home, honey Chad. Don't go nowhere. Just stay home. All right. Good stuff. I'm going to send this to the channel. Again, join our channel. I'm going to post up on social here in a second how you can join the channel. Please do so. So all clear given for the sister islands. Grand Cayman, I think it's going to take a little bit longer because it looks like we got some cleanup to do. around that. Okay. Stormy is the perfect name. I think so too. I love Stormy. I love it. They didn't even bother to put up shutters or have an as planning pass to go CO, or have what? Or have as planning pass to get a CO. Okay. Congratulations to the mom, says Ingrid. One born in the hurricane and many more made today, says Anna. Lord have mercy. The sea surge is no joke. Yes. You remember what Jonathan said yesterday? That a lot of times in his experience, it's not the wind that you need to worry about as much as it is the surge. Jamila says stay home, and when you look, they up in Foster's buying again. Oh my God. Yeah, certificate of occupancy. But when was Windsor Village built? Isn't that an older property? So I don't think that's a new property. I think that's an older property for sure. All right, let me end here. Like I said, I've got to get online with an outside network that wants to get a little bit of live Cayman coverage. So appreciate all of you sending me your video footage. And we will certainly keep people updated. As soon as the all clear is issued, we'll post it. But again, the authorities want to remind you, just because the all clear is issued doesn't mean that you need to go out there. If you still don't need to go out there, just please stay in place while they try to do their best to get the place sorted out, okay? All right. We all good? Everybody good? Everybody thankful this morning? Can we get an amen up in here? A hallelujah? Yes, honey child. This person says, I want to reach out to check on everyone. I hope everyone is safe and dry. Have a good day. Yes, I think everybody's good. Somebody says Windsor Village was damaged in Ivan as well. Well, let me be clear. This now is when you're thinking about buying properties and stuff. You're investing a lot of money in these properties. I'm going to suggest you leave oceanfront alone. Oceanfront is for the graveyards. That's what our old people did with them. Jamar CUC can't connect the power just like that because the few people that are out, and it is very few to be honest. Last time we checked, about 3,500, 3,600 people, only 9%. The few people that are out, you're out for a reason. So in other words, there's something down, there's some blockage or something why the power in your area has gone out, which means that once they're able to go out there, that's why you all should stay off the roadway. They will make their necessary assessments, and then they're going to go and check to see what is going on. All right. And then they can see the necessary repairs. There might be one or two poles that are having issues. It might just be wiring, and it might be poles as well. So you got to wait. You got to be patient. It's not a large number of people. And of course, I know when the power is out, that's uncomfortable and nobody likes that. But you can rest assured that they're doing everything in their power. They have to make sure that it's also safe for their staff to go out there. Alberto says, hey, Sandy, it'd be a good show of faith for the banks to give the option to either reverse last month's or waive next month's mortgage payments. Most repairs cost less than insurance deductibles. I don't think there's any widespread repairs, to be honest, that is even necessary. 99% of the people in Cayman have not had any damage. So let's not, that's the type of mentality, Alberto, that will keep you in a mortgage forever. Because every time, they can't reverse a mortgage payment, first of all, but every time they waive a payment, it adds on to the lifespan of your mortgage, and you're going to pay even more money in interest. So don't be quick to, even if they offer it to you, I said this during COVID, Even if they offer it to you, don't take it if you don't have to. And most of you don't really have to. You got to start having a little bit of money in reserves to repair stuff. I lost some portions of my fence. I can see that. That doesn't mean that I need to go and ask the bank back for mortgage money. No, I'm trying to pay off that mortgage as quickly as possible. That's going to be, hubby, call some of your Jamaican friends, Yardie crew. We'll give them a couple beers that we got in the cooler, and they can patch the fence back up. Call a friend, dial a friend to help. That's what we should be doing. Don't get in this mentality of, oh, waiting for government to do this or somebody to give me this or reverse a mortgage payment. That will never, ever get you any further ahead in life. Trust and believe me. Okay, don't do it. Don't even ask for it. You got to stop thinking in that way. I used to think that way too. Man, I want a mortgage, oh yeah, waive a payment. And then I sit down, I do the math. Waiving a payment puts you in a lot of trouble. You will be paying for that mortgage forever and a day. That's why some of us can never come out of a mortgage in our lifetime. Nope. What a mess. Don't do it. All right, let me go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to grab some breakfast for myself. Big shout out again to the Red Cross folks. Really appreciate you guys working the shelters and doing a good job. The shelters, people took advantage of the shelters. I can tell you yesterday that most of them are filling up pretty quickly. Stay home. Jonathan says it will jack up the already exorbitant price for everything else. If they have a strata plan and group insurance, yeah, they can make a claim. There's always a deductible, to be clear. There'll always be a deductible on your, insurance companies make their money. That's how they do it. And so, if you don't have to make a claim, I would recommend that you not make a claim. Now, Windsor Village, they look like they're going to be making some claims. Putting aside a little reserve for little small repairs around your house is always a good idea. Shakira says, call a Yardie friend, shaking my head. Well, my husband's a Yardie, so who else is he going to call? Call his friends. Our friends happen to be Jamaicans. And yes, anybody insulted by that? And Jamaicans are like the most resourceful people when it comes to fixing stuff. Trust and believe. We got our electrician friend. We got Oakland. He can help with probably the fence. We got a bunch of Yardie friends who will be more than happy to help and do it at no cost too. All right, Bobby, I keep mispronouncing your name. So, sister, thank you for giving us information in a professional way and accompanied by good feelings. God bless you always, brothers and sisters. Glory to God. Greetings from Honduras. Cooley James says most insurance companies do not like to pay. They give you the runaround. And especially if it's a smaller claim, to your point, Alberto, it really isn't worth making the claim because the deductible probably is going to exceed that. But, Cindy asking what's for lunch. We're going to have some good old corn mashup left hurricane food. And I do have some breadfruit that's already sliced up in the fridge. So mama is going to turn on that gas stove. Bloop, bloop, and we are going to be good to go. Some nice fried breadfruit. Honey child. And guess what? It's yellow heart breadfruit too, I think we can let Zeus out in the backyard. The wind has died down. So we'll let him out in the backyard to use the bathroom. What Jonathan is saying is that there's negligence makes all insurance goes up, especially property. This is why it should be mandatory under insurance policy. No shutters, then you don't get covered. Ooh, honey child. All right. Big up the good Jamaicans. Yes, that's right, Georgia. They'll be here and ready to help. Many homes will have leaks after this that will result in expensive repairs. Hopefully not, unless you got a contractor like Philip and another company that we're soon going to expose That poor woman, single Caymanian mother, has water coming through her walls. I'm like, huh? How do you get water coming through the walls? What kind of shady construction is this? And then they got talking about, oh, you only had a 2-year warranty. Yo, stay tuned for that story. We're gonna bring it to you because it is wild. It is wild. What? I have a 25-year mortgage and water coming through the walls after some rain, and you gonna talk foolishness about a 2-year warranty? You must want a box. No, honey child. And when I say box, I mean from the legal system, because you're behind and get sued. All right. So thank you all so much. Okay. All right. I'm going to go get food. Then I got interviewed at 11 o'clock. I'll let you guys. Yes, we're all good. Thank you. Cooley James says you agree. Wow, them bread fruits. Boy, they call it my name, you know. All I need with that is a little fried right plantain, but I don't think we got any left. And then we would have been good to go. Folks, be safe. Don't go out and about until the all clear has been issued. Again, the all clear has not been issued. This person says, Sandy, you're making me drool about this yellow heart breadfruit in plantain. Well, I don't have any plantain, but I got the yellow heart breadfruit, so I got to fry some. Add that to the breakfast. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Damien and everybody else. West Bay is relatively good. It looks, like the most of the damage is on the south side, South Sound, Windsor Village. They got a lick in Honey Chair, but they'll be all right. Everything will be just fine. All right. We'll check in with you guys a little bit later on. She said, Cooley James, sit down there. Sleeping in Auntie Sandy food that be lit. I see why Marlon had to wife her. And she had my husband was able to get any of that. I think I might make one. What today is? Today's Wednesday? No, Thursday. I might make one. I might make a couple this weekend. I do banana breads in pairs. I do a batch of 2 pairs. I might make some this weekend. Let me know if you need one, honey child. I'll do a couple batches. All right, still nothing from the water company. I was hoping that they would be in touch. Nope, nothing. All right, well, we'll keep y'all updated. We'll post it on social media once they get back to us about when they might be turning the water back on. I'm gonna go test the water right now just to see, because they should be able to turn it on soon, I think. All right, be blessed, not stressed. Can we get a hallelujah and an amen up in here? Check your upload, though. Looks like it might have been throttled somewhat. Yeah, I'm going to switch back over to Logic. I'm on Flow, but other things are being shared on the Flow network. So I do think that that's a problem. So I'm going to go wake Marlon up and get him to switch me back to Logic. Because on Logic, the show is the only thing that's on that network. So I'm paying for that Logic connection just for the show and nothing else. The other one, I get really good speeds from Flow, to be honest, but we have a lot of stuff on that network. All right, good. Beryl gone with the lunch. A 2-year what? And you don't even do it good, huh? What's a 2-year what? All right, everybody else good? I want banana bread, please. I'm not greedy like Cece. WhatsApp me, Cooley James, and I'll get you some banana bread. All right. I might even make some brownies today. I'm feeling good. We're all so incredibly blessed. All right. Good. We'll check in with you guys a little bit later on. Be blessed, not stressed. Have a beautiful day, folks. See ya maybe this afternoon. Okay. Toodaloo, toodaloo. Let's do some music to ring out the storm. Oh, somebody sent me a YouTube video with some song thing, but I'm not going to play that because I don't want to get blocked on YouTube again. Lord knows. Cece says, have my husband play it in mind. All right. Good. Let me see here now. Okay. That's it.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of The Cold Hard Truth. Make sure to check Facebook for showtimes and more information and the latest news at CaymanMarlRoad.com. Subscribe to our IG and Facebook pages to get the latest happenings.